Legend tells of the phoenix, a mythical bird that rises from its ashes, embodying renewal, strength, and transformation. This year, the Phoenix Gate Group has channeled its spirit to inspire, connect, and empower professionals worldwide. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Vivian Magnus, founder and lead coach, we have soared to new heights. Let's take a moment to celebrate the achievements, milestones, and impact of this past 4 months. In just 4 months, Phoenix Gate has strengthened its professional network of nearly 1,000 members. Together, we have reached over 30,000 professionals in the US, UK, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya. From LinkedIn sessions that drew nearly 1,000 attendees weekly to live events attended by 16,000 individuals, our reach and influence have been extraordinary. The hard work and dedication of the Phoenix Gate team have not gone unnoticed. This year, our community was honored with a prestigious Social Impact Award of the Year and recognized as the most impactful community of the year. These accolades reflect our unwavering commitment to driving positive change across global communities. Beyond career development, Phoenix Gate has made significant strides in public health. Collaborating with international and non-governmental organizations, we have led impactful medical campaigns and health education programs. The expertise of Dr. Magnus as a public health expert and Scrum Master has been instrumental in these successes. Are you struggling with your online visibility? Have you ever imagined that you could be a commanding influence and established as a thought leader in your industry? Are you focused or under pressure about an uncertain career future? How about landing your dream job opportunities? At Phoenix Gate, we have reached over 30,000 professionals and business leaders all over the world, breeding top leadership, global visibility, and excellence. We support, train, and set you on our platform to shine while showcasing your expertise to the world. As we reflect on this incredible journey, we are filled with gratitude of our members, partners, and supporters who have made this achievement possible. Phoenix Gate Group is not just a network, it's a thriving community committed to growth, impact, and excellence. Here's to even a brighter future. We rise together.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm always super excited to be here. So sorry if you can hear me right now. Please help me by indicating. Oh, I can see Esther already. I can see Tina. This is amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yay, happy Mother's Day. So I'm hoping that we've got lots of mothers right here. So I think the celebration can start. So if you're currently on this call with me and you can hear me loud and clear, just go ahead and say happy Mother's Day. Yeah, so for those on LinkedIn, you can help us share, and as well as those on YouTube. The reason why I want a lot of us who are currently in the journey of growing our YouTube to all be on YouTube is so that we can get used to seeing our handles. Like I said, today we're going to be discussing a whole lot of things, and I would introduce essentially all you need to know about YouTube and how, of course, the community-based approach, which is what we are doing, would literally set a difference in your growth. Now, I'm saying this over and over again because lots of people think it's just about, oh, I want to grow my YouTube, and then you go on YouTube alone, right? And then you're not seeing results. Of course, we've done it over and over again. We've done it on LinkedIn, and we're here to reproduce the same thing. In fact, I know lots of persons who just started their YouTube journey in January, and now they are just, of course, they'll soon have their 1,000 subscribers. That is essentially not even a tough thing to get. So the more challenge here is because you are a professional. There's something you want to offer the world. You want to be sure that people can hear you clearly through your materials that you are sending out. People get to meet you and all that. So essentially we're going to be discussing all that today. So I'm going to have give everyone an opportunity. Please say happy Mother's Day. If you're on LinkedIn, please come down to YouTube. We also want to know what your handle is. I just posted now. I had the last post now on LinkedIn. Please go ahead and just check if you're on LinkedIn. Just go in on the last my last post. You see the link to the YouTube and just come right in. Like we want to build our momentum more on YouTube. Even though of course we had about 300 and 50 persons register on LinkedIn, and which is what we want. We believe for it, right? And the truth is, LinkedIn serves as somewhat a reminder for us. So people who register would generally just have some form of reminder to come in for the meeting as well. So that's why we still wanted to keep that. So I'm going to quickly just go in through the comment section as our manner is, and then we'll go right to work. If anybody misses it, I don't know. And I normally on LinkedIn, I will not leave this event on LinkedIn anymore, because of course we're trying to push back our traffic. I'm sure a lot of you noticed that our excellent event last week was not recorded on LinkedIn. Yes, I deleted it, and I'm still going to do that for this as well. So if you would want to pay attention properly, please do well get your writing materials, because you can't hear some of the things I will be discussing here anywhere else. In fact, I can say for a fact, because every model, like me, I'm always, I'm very good at pioneering things, and I think it's a blessing. So I like to wing it all the time. And I'm sure some people will be wondering, what kind of guts does this girl have? I say, yes, it's a gift. And then I'm hoping that, like I said, my why would always help me find opportunities to heal, to guide, to coach, and that's literally what the Phoenix Gate is all about. Okay, so if you're meeting me here for the first time, my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I am super excited to always have the opportunity to be at the forefront of teaching, encouraging, strengthening people in their journeys, especially making money out of what they do, because I notice that a lot of persons, I will say it over and over again, you're gaining traffic, you're gaining traction, you're not converting. After a while, you start feeling like maybe you were used or something. I think the only use anyone should feel should be, oh, the money came and I misused it. That feels fair than you probably putting all your life on the line for something and you don't even have anything to show for it. That is super bad. So please help us if you're currently on this live. Like I said, check my last message. You're going to see the link to the YouTube. Please come on YouTube, because we want to see all the people who currently have their YouTube accounts, because we want to form a clique now, so that we'll know ourselves, right? And turn on notifications as well for ourselves, right? Nobody should sub yet. Don't connect. Okay, so I'm trying to, because we're also streaming on what do you call it now, on YouTube. So I don't want to use some words that they consider spam, right? But don't connect with anybody yet. All the connections will happen in the group, because there is a how, else you still lose all those people. So I am telling you now, if you're actually here to probably just enjoy the event, it's super excellent, you can stay on LinkedIn. But if you're looking to also maybe growing your YouTube is also part of your bucket list, or maybe your vision boarding for the year, or you just decided to incorporate it, I would advise that you just find the link and come down on YouTube with all of us. So I think I'm going to attempt streaming as well. Okay, so I'm going to be looking through the comment section now while we bring in more people. Let me see. Okay, just give me a moment. Oh, awesome. Esther, I can see you. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. Pushing. Yes. And it's Happy Mother's Day. Bolanle Martins, Happy Mother's Day. Catman, I celebrate you. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, Bolanle Martins, I said that already. Vida, Happy Mother's Day. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of females. That's good. It's like this is more like our meeting today. Okay, so happy Mother's Day, Catman. I celebrate you. Oh, she's watching from Abuja, Nigeria. Yes, and as well, if you're currently on this live, please, you can go ahead and just say where you are connecting from, so that we can also know. Okay, maybe have an idea of our demographics, right? Thank you so much, Christabel. Happy Mother's Day. I celebrate you. Okay, thank you so much. Esther has already shared the link, so you can try here. If it's not probably copying, you might just want to go ahead and check my status. I just posted the event link as a post right now. Okay, yes, so I can see our YouTube people. Christiana, good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Mother's Day. And Tina, happy Mother's Day. And then Deborah says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for coming. I celebrate you. So Balanle is also watching. She's watching from Lagos. Awesome. So good to see you. So please, everyone, Oh, good to see you, Mariam. Oh, I sure have missed you. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, happy Mother's Day. Teresa, you're supposed to be in the studio, so I don't know. Well, it's a reusable studio. I think you should have the link. I don't know now. I hope this will not be a mini distraction for me, but I usually would have preferred you coming in before time. Okay, awesome. Let me see. Okay, so finally we have a man celebrating us. Emmanuel said, Happy Mother's Day from London. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. Oh, awesome. Okay, so let me see. 1 minute. Oh, Michael, good to see you. Okay, so I'm not sure I know how to pronounce this, but I celebrate you. Habarigani. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to come into one of your rooms or a room where you'll be speaking, and then I get to learn the pronunciation as well. Okay, so Christiana, happy Mother's Day. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, Dolabo, good to see you. Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day as well. I celebrate you. Your energy is something else. I think I need to come and take some dose of fire from you lately. Okay, Esther, thank you so much. She's watching from Oyo State. Yeah, so please go ahead and just say, like I said, there is a link to our YouTube. So please go ahead and come down to YouTube so that we can all be together, right? And then we get comfortable with our channels. So I'm going to be diving deep into some of the things that we will be talking about right now. I think, like I said from last week, we figured out that lots of people didn't have a why, okay, or their why were a bit off. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but there are certain whys that will literally exhaust you or cause combustion. Okay, so let me just look quickly. Yinka, good to see you. You guys are the fire people, always encouraging me. Thank you so much. I can see Eric, the king of biz. Oh my God. Nice to meet you here, Eric. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so he's the king of business networking. I shall definitely gist with you because you're a family member. Okay, so Elizabeth said, Good evening, everyone. Happy Mother's Day from Lagos. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule to join us. I already even called my mom, or more like she called me before this event. So I think it's the right way to celebrate, right? Vida says, all the way from Ghana. Thank you so much. I celebrate you. I celebrate you, Catman. Thank you for all you do. Catman is also a part. Okay, so I'm going to give us a few minutes right now, please. It's like we got to a point where we stopped doing that. Please introduce yourself and what you do so that we can start the conversation. Today is literally going to be fire on four wheels, and I'm just hoping that you're going to sit right in and take note of everybody who is currently on the call with you, because like I said, this is where the growth starts. Don't be quick to connect with the person yet. If you're hearing me from YouTube, just calm down. We'll do everything in house. It's like a tailored, I'm going to bring out a draft of what you all do, right? But I'll give some of the instructions today. Just make sure you don't miss it, else you'll just be posting and it will look like, okay, what you're doing is wrong. And then I'll still add again that YouTube is essentially for the long haul, right? Make plans for the long haul. But what we want to do is, of course, like we did when we started our own LinkedIn challenge as well. The goal is to probably make lots of persons put pressure on the algorithm in our direction at a particular time that would definitely help you scale, okay, to your own growth. And then obviously helping us all have the cutoff points before we can now start doing whatever we want to do. So essentially we have 2 weeks for this. So if you're missing out, I don't know, anybody who is probably watching a replay would miss out on a lot of things, because definitely the life experience, you get to ask questions and then you're answered, and then you can start something as quick. A lot of persons, when you hear people talking about YouTube for the first time, all you hear is thumbnail this, you have to be ready, you have to produce videos, and all these things are very, very necessary. But the way YouTube is going in terms of algorithm and what it's pushing now, right? You don't have to overthink any of your processes. All you have to do is just start while you're managing. You release probably your own private videos recorded per week, but then you should also find ways to make people understand that you're real, you're a person. So some of those your old videos that you dumped somewhere, maybe let's say when you were probably 20-year-old and you were super slim, and then now you're super big, you can have a before and after video that can take you into thousands of subscribers. That's just the truth. That's how it works. So now everything about YouTube now is also gearing towards algorithm. And there was the latest update yesterday that was talking about them favoring the small creators. So this, if there's any best time to start your YouTube journey, and with all the faith in your heart, I'm hoping that today is going to be literally part of it. So we said from last week, most of our discussions, we noticed that a lot of people had misplaced priorities. Like we said, ambition is not your why. Okay, your ambition is not your why, in the sense that, okay, I want to be a president of America. I want to be the president of America, or let's say I want to be the president of America in 2020. That is not, it's an ambition, right? It's a position, it's what is an accomplishment. That's what I want to do. But the why? Okay, why do you want to become the president? That's why what a lot of us are mistaken for our why. So I realized from last week during our conversations, I'm going to go real hard because we have a lot on coursework today. So I'm hoping that at the end of today, we already had 2 classes for those people who are probably joining for the first time. The first class was attached to our registration just for you to see what it takes. Somehow that was more like a preliminary. We were able to take our students through finding out who they are, what they wanted to do with their time, or what they wanted to offer and all that. So, but we said because of last event, it's more like we're answering the questions of our last event, because we realized that lots of persons who were asked about why they do what they did, they seemed not to have a proper answer, right? They were instead calling ambition, they were calling, I want to be the best personal branding strategist. That is a pinnacle, like a vision. That's what you want to do, but that is not a why, right? So you've got to come up with, that's why. And we said, just like what we discussed last week, people literally experience so much burnout because of these same things. People have probably sat down and asked themselves questions. Okay, if the money isn't available, is this something that I'm going to consistently do? Okay, if the money is there or not, if I grow or not, is this something that I can consistently do? Because I know that somebody who is literally, in fact, what's the word, somebody who is probably wired, or who was designed for me to help, will literally find help. I'll be satisfied. So a lot of people are asking me, your community, you people come out every Sunday, how do you cope? I have a why, right? And being the most viewed community, it's an icing in the cake. Being the most consistent is an icing in the cake, but there is a reason why I'm coming out. So I realize that lots of persons don't really have a proper why. They just want to show up and just do whatever they want to do. So like we said, part of the things we're going to take tonight is we're going to discuss the anatomy of your why, and then we're going to link it to presentations, which is essentially what YouTube is all about, right? And we're going to discuss everything you need to know. So for the people who are currently registered for the growth challenge, in these 2 weeks, we're going to tell you everything that you need to pay attention to, essentially, to stretch all the things. And I'll say it again, growing your YouTube channel is the easiest thing. Like, let me explain a lot of things now. Because of the fast rising in AI and so many other things, every product now is gearing towards community building. Every product. So when I'm talking about community building, I'm talking about social media, making people enjoy themselves even in their products. That's what I mean by community building. I'm not essentially talking about, okay, this is going to be a community of persons. No, they want more interface between, not just between them and their customers, the customers and themselves. Okay, so finding ways to earn, which is essentially what YouTube is doing, ensuring that, okay, while you are probably interacting with people, you also get paid, telling you outrightly that you're helping them run their system. That's what YouTube is doing, unlike maybe other social media platforms where you can probably just keep churning out ideas, churning out content, like which of course we're being hosted right now on LinkedIn. That's exactly what is happening. Okay, so you're churning out ideas. Nobody pays you for the ideas, but eventually if your clients see some of your posts and they think you're worthy, or you do a few videos of your how-tos and people decide to trust you, but that's at the mercy of people finding you. So that's like the difference between YouTube and LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is that nobody pays you on LinkedIn, right? But you churn out your messages, you build authority, you stay in your why, you understand. But my challenge, that's what I was saying from last week, last week's event, one of the things we realized was that the LinkedIn platform where your why, you should have sat down and internalized it so that you have much energy to even thrust to where you can now be a partner to other systems. We realized from last week that it's already a huge problem. So, like we said, if you are, let's say, a recording artist, why did you start singing? Of course, you want to be the best singer, or you want to be the star of a particular generation, like it always happened every single time. But that is not enough. Why? So you find out that most people who just shine like that, of course, we've recently, I was probably taking a case study, and then there's this Milli Vanilli, yes, I hope I'm pronouncing it very well, who were, I mean, the life, they were exactly the American dream. But so that point, they didn't figure out, they were essentially more like you. So you find out that at the peak of success or breakout, right? If you find out any challenge at all, you find out that if you encounter any challenge at all, you will just give up. And that's what literally what happens to people both on LinkedIn or on any social media platform. So if you're probably hearing me for the first time, you will know that I always say this. Your visibility is your currency. That's number one. Your visibility is your ability to be accountable to your time. Yes. Because the question is, if we're not seeing you right now, what are you doing right now? Okay. So every time you come out, whatever it is that you're shunning out should be of value to help people who will read them. Okay. So you just don't show up because you want to show up. There must be a balance between creation and the position. So yesterday I had an opportunity to be a keynote speaker where I was discussing personal branding with a community of executives. One thing literally stood out for me. In fact, as I spoke, I realized that it's so much easier for people who are creators, right? It's so much easier for creators in this economy. In as much as lots of people get discouraged while creating, right? You find out that people who have consistently created, creation means giving vent to the ideation that comes to you. Okay, I don't want to use big words, right? Giving vent to just that idea, that suggestion, that spiritual suggestion in your mind. Maybe because you were watching a movie and all of a sudden you hear, why don't you just do a movie review about this movie? I think it's worth it. And you're like, yes, I'm going to do it. And then the first week is gone. At the rave of the movie, when you probably will have an opportunity to trend, you're leveraging on the movie's opportunity. You didn't post. Next week, you didn't post. Third week, I'm saying it now because for the people who are in the Nigerian ecosphere, there's a current movie that is trending right now. And well, I think it has peaked already. I'm not sure. Of course, I can't forecast any. That would be very bad of me to forecast someone's creation, right? But then I'm still saying that being able to see trends, pay attention to it, and being able to produce. So the whole essence of us running this YouTube growth challenge as well is because we want people who can partner with creation to give out something of their, I mean, it's easy to write, right? It's very, very easy to write. I mean, you can even write larger than life things. Nobody might vent you, but I can be sitting down here and say, I'm in London. Well, it's possible. Or, well, okay, even visuals too can lie though, of course, with more editing and all that. But then you find out that the ability to buy, there's easier business with videos, right? There's easier business with people see my face consistently and knowing that this is me. So there's opportunity for retention, there's opportunity for growth. A lot of you here already know how I talk on a normal day. Oh, Dr. Vivian, yes, Dr. Vivian this, Dr. Vivian that. That's because you have now started partnering with the fact that I show up. That's essentially what it is. You can have a measure of it in content, right? But then there's a possibility of as well people bringing you on board, and when they see you outside your content and they're like, is this person that is writing this? It doesn't match, right? But then it's usually more reduced, right, when we are talking about more of videos. So I'm going to take a moment again and look through our conversations tonight. Please, if you're currently on this live, introduce yourself and what you do. If you cannot introduce yourself and what you do, just write a short why so that we can start. I want it to be a didactic. I'm hoping that at the end of today, you can just take the camera and start saying anything, right? And guess what? There are faceless video as well. For those people who have followed me a little bit, I'm not a fan of faceless because I'm at this phase right now in my life where I literally need to like face the world and literally give everything I have. I make sure that nothing, I don't hold anything back. I'm literally at that phase. Okay, so but then it didn't stop me from consistently training myself in faceless videos. In fact, that's the easiest. You can even release a video of you just talking, and then AI literally of course helping you with all the work. In fact, I have a lot of them. Right, part of the things we're going to be discussing tonight as well are tools that will help you do some of those things. But I'll say again, what is the worst? If you stand up on that, literally you start talking every single day on camera, you're likely going to get better. And guess what? Your public speaking will get improved naturally. So you find out that most of these content creators, when they are called to go and speak anywhere, you see the way they take the mic is work to produce. It's work. It's easier to meditate, which is very good. Is one of the first step of communication, right? So for you, if you're probably are currently on this life and you have been talking for the longest, well, you're welcome, because you've been writing for the longest, in the sense that every single day you create posts, it's going to be super easy for you to communicate. And usually it's better that sequence, so that you don't get to that point where you're saying, oh, it's already over. I mean, what can I do? I can't talk much. I'm shy and all that. That will be long in the past, a whole long in the past. Because if you have consistently written some piece every single day, by now it will be super easy for you to talk every single day on live, everywhere. In fact, and that is money running on rampage. And I can't tell you other than that. I go on TikTok sometimes for their live events, and I'm just looking at these people. I mean, just a little. One thing TikTok does is that it's literally accepts people the way they are. In fact, even people doing crazier things. But you know, like I said, there has to be a balance, right? Even if I'm starting today at this level, I should have my education plans. I mean, literally, how I can consistently improve myself, and it will not come outside the doing. Okay, so I said I'm going to look again into. Please, if you're currently on this live, introduce yourself. All the leaders in the community, please do well to inform all the informables. Let's have a lot of people come on board, because like we said, I'm not going to be having this meeting again to try to explain anything. No, we'll just run with this energy. Second week we'll probably get some people. One of the things I also realized in community is that if you I usually will offer ownership, in the sense that if you're here, you'd like to join the Phoenix Gate leaders, please reach out to me after the end of this event, right? I like people who would, I prefer ownership than just probably just carrying anybody along. I've seen it happen. Like I said, for 5 months we did a challenge last year, and one thing is common: some people cannot handle what's the word? They cannot handle energy busting out maybe from my direction for the longest. So I totally permit it. I only would work with people who would want to go on beyond. So we said exactly 2 weeks. By this time in the next 2 weeks, we'll be graduating all the people who are active. Like, it's not going to be everybody. Yes, you would have done some of the things, or if not all of the things that we asked you to do before we even associate ourselves with you, right? Because there's no need. And that's what we did in our last boot camp. Those people who didn't show up despite the fact that they paid, we didn't give them any form of certification, because of course, I understand that you're super busy, but there's a place for communication as well. Okay, so I am going to be just looking in. Esther is a very amazingly one of our amazing leaders. She said she is an expert content writer. She also helps businesses and busy professionals write captivating content to increase visibility and profit. So please reach out to her if you need anything in that direction. I celebrate you, Precious. You're welcome on board. Diana, thank you so much. I celebrate you as well. I see what you've been doing as well. I think I've noticed you severally on YouTube as well. Well done. Well done. Usually, when you want to take a place, I tell people a lot. Find your how around the place. Go around. One day you hit a gold mine. And that was why I decided that, oh, okay, I'm going to teach a few crops of people. Anybody who has decided to jump on this what do they call it now? Anybody who decided to probably jump on this will just grow for free, because I hit a gold mine, a gold mine. Okay, so I would want to welcome everybody as well. Favor, good to see you. I celebrate you there, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, so Esther has further reiterated it. Your why is not your ambition, because there are several times when your things will happen to your ambition. Okay, imagine saying that my why is to become the US president. Then maybe you ask someone like what's his name right now? what's his name now? Obama. You can ask him what is his why right now. Now that he's no longer the president, what is he doing? So that's why you should not attach any position, any job description as your major why. Just avoid that as much as possible. Find something that will make you tick. Supposing you get fired, will you say you'll never do it again? You'll never get other jobs in relation. Okay, so let's say you get fired. Let's say you were singing in a group and all of a sudden you get fired. Is that the reason why you would stop singing at all? So that's why you need to clarify all these things. Your why has nothing to do with any position. Your position is an expression of how internalized, I don't know how to say this word now. I don't want to use a big word, but your why is an expression of how you have soaked in. I mean, more like your personal brand or your job description is an expression of how much why you have soaked in and probably moving in that particular direction. Of course, we know that some people's job description is essentially for the money. We understand that's essentially what we are all here on LinkedIn to do, right? On YouTube, a lot of us want to start monetizing our YouTube channels, and it is very okay. But I'm saying it again, if you don't have a proper why beyond the money, right? After a while, if money comes from another place, another source, like most of us, happy women, happy Mother's Day. But we know that we mothers, by the opportunity we have in relationships as regards marriage, that's what some of us who are married, we know that there are source of income that can be very big and huge that is also coming from elsewhere that could literally make us relax. Okay, so this is me essentially talking about my own story, right? I got to a point where whether I did anything or not for years, okay, I didn't think that I needed to. And then I'm a very super contented person. There are people who come from the north like that in Nigeria, yes. Usually you find out that they are not bothered about so many things. So the term in Hausa is back home. They're not even interested. So whether they are making money or not. And then you now got married to somebody who has sworn that they will take care of you. You probably will just go and your certificates you bury it, and the next one is you probably find somewhere to be gisting every single day. But I think that is not being that's not being fair to creation. That's what I believe personally. Of course, like I still say, you can do that with your full chest. Some of you are listening to me right now. Please do it with your full chest. And that's where social media comes in, right? If you are an achalugo and you're not interested in work or anything, get your cameras, right? Do a life. That's what happened to the Kim Kardashians of this world, right? Her parents, Rob, what's the name of the mother now? Chloe, I can't remember her name right now. Just realized that, oh, God gave her some special, beautiful sets of kids. And she started recording her children at home while her husband was super busy providing the money. And these children, every single one of them have gone up to the millions of dollars. And I think the sister, I'm not sure now whether it's Chloe or one of them, that is now currently who made the Forbes list at some point of a billionaire. So I don't know where they are currently. I don't watch all those things right now. But then I'm just trying to tell you what visibility can do for you. So the question is, once you have resolved your why as regards to what you want to do right now, it's going to be super easy for you to attach any job on it. Okay, so Vivian, why are you coming up live? Okay, I'm very passionate about people. I read medicine because of that. I like to see people healed. I like to see people have money. I was raised in a very entrepreneurial home, and I've seen how you can start a business from scratch without capital. I did that in 2018, right? I had zero naira and I raised millions in months, right? So it's something that I replicate every single time. I build communities successfully. I build it again for my people. So, but it stemmed from one basic why. I just want to see people do better. I just want to make things easier. And every time I'm talking about this, it can literally bring me, you can even hear the passion in my voice. It can bring me to tears because I feel like, I mean, why are people making achievements a big deal? I'm here to make that super easy for lots of people. And then I don't understand why anybody should be suffering, right? When they as well can just push through a situation. If they could just probably just write down their skills and start building, if they can just build their personal, this is not hard now. If you can just talk to this person, that, so for most people who have been able to join my masterclass, it's always been like that. Anytime you leave my class, in fact, you know, the saying of jamming trailer in Nigeria, you even literally call out a man coming in your direction and you literally jam it. It's not the other way around. And that's the goal of everything Phoenix Gates. Phoenix is a mythological bird for those people who came in super early that always rises from the ashes. And that is why we are here. I even found a symbol. So for those people who have joined our classes back to back, I've told them, you've got to find a story of something that will get you off your bed, right? Something that will keep you out on Sunday by 5 p.m. GMT plus one. Something that would make you try to help people. Of course, like I've gotten from the phase of begging people to come and be helped too. If you're interested in growth, I am. That is why I'm here. And every single time I leave this place, I have an exit plan, upskilling myself, of course, doing my masters and a few other things that I have also on ground. Then I'm in love. I'm a lovely mother of three. So I'm still, every time I paint my prototype in my head, I know that there are people who are currently on this call who probably will use all this information I've given out to you as an excuse not to push. But then that's why we are here. Like we are at the gates where every impossibility is literally crushed. I mean, our gates, if you come in consistently, once we open it, we'll tell every other person to go back. Any other, I don't know, lack of vision, improper documented why, poor brand story, literally everything just stays outside the gates while we bring you in and we nurture you into everything that you want to be. So we're still saying again, if you're probably just meeting me for the first time, thank you so much for giving me the honor to be in charge of your evening tonight. So please, if you're currently on this call, whether YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, please help us share. I'm going to take a moment while I highlight, help us share, inform people in the group, all your groups, that we are up, and then we're going to be learning right now, because like I said, this is the best time to grow, because a policy just came out yesterday. Okay, so in the summary, creator summary for this month, YouTube has said that they will be pushing small creators. And one of the things I've realized as well is that they are consistently pushing those shorts. Yes, some people might say that there's no money in that it's possible that your shorts can blow up and literally get people into your account, subscribing, watching your items. So, of course, there's a place of being deliberate, and there's also a place of actually just churning out a part of you to get people to just meet you. It's not every single time you come on camera you're always trying to advise this or advise that. You can as well just give some people an opportunity to meet an interesting side of you. So, I would say YouTube Shorts is like a mini Instagram. Just see it that way, and you will not be short of content, right? You will not be short of opportunities to meet new people. So if you're currently joining us for the first time, please help us like YouTube. Please like the live. It helps people. It helps the algorithm recommend us to more random persons. And then LinkedIn as well. If you're currently on LinkedIn, please help us share. Since you have decided to be here, you can decide to share Sorry, please, can you hear me? I had a power outage. I had to change my power source. Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me right now, kindly just hello everyone. Can you hear me right now? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm so sorry about that. Madam Teresa is ahead. Awesome. So I want more. I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh, okay. So please kindly just keep confirming. Let me see. Okay, I think I just need a few more confirmations. Please, if you can confirm a little more so that we can just go straight into our conversations for this night and then we will move more. So just write CC if you can hear me, just write CC. And then maybe so that we get an opportunity to build more in the conversation. Just help me write your why. Why are you on LinkedIn? Why are you on just give me why, broad why my network is probably settling in. Sorry, I had to change the source right there. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be, if you can hear me now, just go ahead and let me know. And then I will be awesome. Nice to meet you, Eric. Please, I would want us to document our whys. If you can hear me properly, just write your why so that I will know. I think maybe I'll have to go in. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be, if you can hear me now, just go ahead and let. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be listening in on myself with a lead my second screen so that I'm sure that because I'm not seeing most people conversing here. Okay, so I'm imagining that it's probably the same thing on your end. So somebody said Rafat says she said she's a writing coach who helps writers overcome challenges and achieve their goals. She has 6 years of experience. She's also guided 165 writers. Well done. Okay, yes, she has also written this. So please, I would want your why right now. I'm sure these are probably, oh yes, they are old conversations. I'm so sorry, but I will try. Let me still just spotlight a few persons. Okay, my name is Dolapo Kenny Jide, a productivity specialist and Excel trainer and is data entry expert, helping professionals and businesses work smarter with efficient data management and administrative support. Awesome. Nice to meet you here. Okay, so she can hear me. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody who said loud and clear. Thank you. Awesome. So I'll just spotlight them quickly. Good to see you, Hospitals. Thank you. Okay, so Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So I would want you to write your why, not a letter Y. Now, Sheiram, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this name very well, but you have cracked me up. I didn't say you should write why as a letter. I want you to write why you're probably in the social media space. Maybe now I'm not going to be focusing on LinkedIn alone because people are joining us from Facebook, people are joining us from LinkedIn, people are joining us from YouTube as well. So for those people on YouTube, I don't know who are these people that are on YouTube. If you're looking to grow your your YouTube, that's the people on LinkedIn. If you're looking to grow your YouTube, please find the link. I just shared the link as a post at exactly 5 o'clock this evening. I shared the link to YouTube. So please just come out there. Let's get comfortable interacting with you. So if you notice, most of the interactions today are coming from YouTube, and it's a deliberate. Okay, so Sheiram is laughing. Okay, so it's super deliberate because we want to build a community down there as well. So Ruth said she is a virtual assistant that specializes in on administrative. Okay, so I'm sure that's a typo, but administrative and customer service representative. Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. Oh, okay, you just joined. Okay, I understand. So we said your ambition is not your proper reason. Usually your ambition or your job titles are an expression of either opportunity or relationships, or it's an expression of something you deliberately worked out from your why. So your why is essentially not what you do, not essentially what you do, is who you are. So the question is, from who you are, you start doing something. But the truth is, unfortunately, some of us will eventually get to be presidents because we served in a particular what do they call it, administration that probably positioned us properly for it, but it doesn't mean that that was our pure reasons. And that's why a lot of people, when they show up, some people do very poorly and some people do very well. So it's always your why. You need that mission and vision statement personalized to yourself for you to do well. So we noticed that last week a lot of people were just calling positions, we're calling job titles as their why. So we're hoping that all this will end today. Okay, so I can see some. Why are you cracking me up today? Okay, Ruth, what is the meaning of this? Okay, so let me be going. Oh, so good to see you, Professor. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday, man. Oh, so good to see you on YouTube. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so Kabir said he's an entrepreneur and business coach. His why is to impact and improve people's financial intelligence and business development. Okay, but this still sounds like you explaining your job title. That is not your why. What made you? Why do you think that you're in the better position? What is that emotional connection? What is your story? I just talked about the Phoenix Gate. I mean, we had to just find a symbol, like a being that interpreted everything we wanted to do. We want to just see people rise, but then our tools are through our events, through our coaching sessions, our classes. So I cannot now say that, okay, I want people to come out of financial, I want people to be financially free. Everybody needs to be financially free. Everybody. Of course, you are right at the gate of it, but what inspired you to do that? Why do you want to do this for people? Okay, what got you to that point? For me, one of the core reasons at my heart is that I am super compassionate, and that's why I read medicine very effortlessly. What I mean by it was the easiest thing I could do. Very effortlessly, and it still boils down to that human relationship, community. And for me, there's literally nothing I've built outside community. It has always worked for me. I've done this for over 16 years, like community building, leadership, all of them intertwined. So I love what you said, but exactly seems to me as one of the things, or maybe one of your goals, or one of the things you'll be doing for people, right? Because in the end, you're going to impact their finances, you're going to help them build. But why did you start this in the first place? Okay, so Chigi says, please, we need more. We need more answers. Awesome. Chigi just introduced herself. You're welcome. Oh, Ruth. Okay, I get now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So I help singles. Christiana said, I help singles newly married, and I don't know what TCC families are, understand your body take control of your fertility journey till you carry your baby and overcome the stigma during the waiting period. This is amazing. So you're essentially a YouTube person. Like you're a YouTube, Instagram, trust me, that would be a very proper niche for you. And then videos, you will not be some you will thou shall not be camera shy. Of course, there's a place to use AI and all that, but it would always, for the sake of emotional connectivity, it would always be sweeter that they get to see you. That means you have to have a lot of expressions in presentation, in hosting events, hosting picnics. So you can see that whatever it is that would be your platform is going to be you having an opportunity to relate with people. So it's more like you're kind of going to be structurally positioned as a counselor. So I'm sure that your certifications, you're already looking at, if you don't have all those certifications as well. So that's why we say it again. Sometimes when you already craft your why and you stem what you want to do from your why, it will be easier for you to achieve your goals. So the goal will not essentially be just you showing up. It will be showing up and preparing for your transitional phases. Guys, there will always be a phase of transition. So you have to plan actively for that as well. So I am going to, okay, trying to conceive. Awesome. Thank you so much. That's well done. Okay, so Eric says it's sad to hear that people say that their business has no sale. That is why I want to help business owners know that they can make money through business networking lessons I help them master. Awesome. That sounds like it, but I would want you to expatiate it properly, right? Expatiate it properly, because some people would have sales but would want to pivot. So you might need to expand that why. I'm hoping that probably because this is a live. I think that's one of the errors I made last week. I would have told everybody to write a why and come to this event with it, so that now everybody can, literally all of us can now vet what we are all saying, and we would have contributed very perfectly well for all ourselves. So for Eric, I think you have not also inculcated people who are currently skilling, who are currently selling, who want to pivot. And of course, if you have made sales, the goal is to make more sales. So I can see that your why has already narrowed your kind of customers and probably your own profitability now. So things like this, you might experience lots of burnouts, because it seems like everything you do would be essentially for the entry level entrepreneurs, which is not bad, but the goal is, how do you meet them at that point? Sometimes what's the word now? Sometimes your portfolio, yes, will come already from people who are already super hungry for growth sometimes, and that will usually happen to people who have grown before. So you might want to see how you can coin that. And then being sad is a very vague emotion, right? You can have a story, an essential brand story to put them together. You can't just tell somebody, I'm sad that you're not making sales. Even the best way is not making sales is sad already. Okay, so the thing is, I'm not going to vet any of these things, because I'm sure that all of you are probably just scribbling it now. So it might not have been one of your best. Maybe what we're going to do is, for our next week event, we're going to just take a little moment and we'll just share. Everybody, as soon as you're coming in and you introduce yourself, just say your why. Just go think through this week and meditate on it, because it's going to help you take courses even when you're busy trying to engage on LinkedIn, right? It will help you also do lots of things that will literally change your life, so that you understand that, okay, it will not just be about the metrics, everybody is celebrating you, but you have nothing to show for it. Because usually now that is the pattern I've noticed. I think I was in Hoswell's room yesterday, and one of the patterns I noticed was that a lot of people are just showing up, and what is their why? You want to be at the top. Being at the top is a normal path of life for anybody who is consistently giving into something, right? Of course, there are a few cases where people don't even get to meet those opportunities, but it doesn't mean, I'll still say it again, it doesn't mean that that is the essential true reward. That's why you must sit down and curate your why, so that no matter what happens, you'll not be telling yourself stories like, and I was the best before on LinkedIn, now where did everything go? No, it's a story of, even if it's a bird that shows up, I will still teach as though I'm teaching 1,000 persons. And guess what? it's in your catering for those few persons who you currently have in your circle of influence that your growth, probably a few whispers here and there, and the cycle goes on. So we're not scared of the lows, but then we are also not scared of the highs. But it's excellent that our why is more like that balance. It will help you to navigate every other season of your life. Okay, so I'm going to be looking in again. I'll just take a few more, then we start our course for the night. Okay, so Professor says she's a math teacher, she's a college professor, she's a family wealth for women professionals 40 and above, financial literacy and money management. Okay, awesome. Lovely to meet you, Ma. Okay, so if you have a why, please just drop it. I'll just go through it. But I said now I've given all of us the assignment for the week because that's what will keep you recording at night. Some of you don't know this lecture 2 for this event, right? For this our community right now, our second lecture, literally. You don't want to know how many days it took me to get recording. Was easy peasy because I show up every single time. Every time I just take the mic, ideas just form in my mouth. Some of you don't even know the love from every word review. I just did one take, right? That's my camera and everything was able to handle. I did not write that script. I didn't even write the points. It was as I spoke. That's how much I trust myself, right? After coming out, showing up consistently. So that's what consistency does for you. It helps you synthesize ideations. And that's why you need to create. You need to produce things. You need to speak often because it's going to help you gather your thoughts together. And every single time you have an opportunity to speak, whether you're invited anywhere, right now, I'm not scared of invitations. I just show up and I open my mouth. In fact, yesterday I was just begging. I was like, I'm hoping that all these things I'm saying it's not coming out too bogus for you. Said, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I said, okay, no problem. That's beautiful. So please, I'm going to look at a few whys, but assignments, if you probably have not articulated, right? Everybody's asking you, what do you do? What is your why? Administrative attendance, assistant. No. Supposing something happens now and then you're laid off from your work, or let's say something scandalous or something very bad came up, would you go back to find other people to help again? So you need to find out why did I know that money is a motivation. All of us will eventually earn money when we give. That's just the truth. When we give, money is easier for you because that's just the law of life, the law of exchange, right? So you've given yourself to study, take courses, you've taken your time this evening to come into this live event to learn things that would improve you. Definitely you can't be like the rest of your colleagues who probably just show up at work unprepared, unmeditated, right? So you can still see that you are still better off, right? Yes, you're putting in something, you're going to get something out. But it's better you sit down and you settle your why. Have a brand story to it, especially for some of us who are going to be YouTube creators. YouTube is about storytelling, and it's not about being a storyteller. Those are two different things. Of course, somebody who tells stories, who is a storyteller, would definitely do well on YouTube. That's just the truth. I even have some of our excellent people who are currently on in our community right now who are leading very strong communities. They are going to do very well. And I said it again, some of you who start this YouTube journey because of your niches, you will likely do better than we or who are in core education will do. That's just the fact. We can't do anything about it. You guys are going to do better, but then of course YouTube also does CPM, so it means that some niches, education niche, is paid more than people who do dancing, entertainment, and all that, stories and all that. Yes, so education is a very, very strong niche. So so that your goal is not essentially just views. Your goal is to build a community of people who always find help on your platform. So like I said, give me a moment again. I'm going to look through and see. So please, for all of you who have written your why, please find the brand story. Connect something in your childhood, something in something that made you decide to start that journey. Beyond just starting the journey, something deeper, that someone's vulnerability, someone's pain, someone's success, something, right? Even if it's a big name as well, who has inspired you in a particular direction, you need to have all your facts handy and together, because essentially people are not just buying what you do, they're buying who you are. Okay, so I think it was Simon Sinek that said that. Okay, Mem Dolapmo said, My wife, she loves numbers, and this always makes her want to help people simplify their data so that they can make sense of it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But I'm sure more stories, I'm sure you would be able to synthesize more stories around it. Better, deeper stories. In fact, if it's super hard for you guys, there is Grok AI, there is Gemini, there is you. I mean, you can call all the AIs, right? Just ask them to, this is my experience, this is what I have decided to do right now. I would want you to probably help me articulate this properly in a story, in a way people can connect, right? In a way people can connect. And once you've copied it, you already have an introduction for some of your videos. So every single time, once you share a story, everybody will like, oh, I know this person. Oh, it seems to be, I can see myself in them, in you. I can see myself, they can see themselves in you. So you find out that it's going to be super easy for people to now make exchanges with you, because now, oh, this person is literally who I want to work with. Okay. So Taiwo says her name is Taiwo Blessing. She's a registered nurse. Her wife is to give adequate information through health education to pregnant people, women. Okay. Thereby impacting more lives. Okay, so your why is essentially you are looking at impacting more lives. I would have loved to hear probably a background story, something that made you start doing this. Did you lose somebody? So you can see that I'm already even probably bringing out some of the words out of some of your mouths. Did you ever lose somebody who was pregnant, or you had a friend who had that story? So you can see that if your why is crafted in such a way that it's super relatable, it will be easier for people to remember you. So I think the last time I had an opportunity to invite a speaker on this platform, and she talked about how her journey with being essayed and all. You know, this is social media, so there are rules. Some people will not want you to use some words very directly, right? So please, I'm hoping that you know what essayed is. Please don't type it in the comment section as well. Okay, because some of those S words really have some bans on them here and there, and it can affect. So once she told that story once, see, I can't forget. Like, so it means that any opportunity I have right now, so there is some of our challenges right now is because we have not articulated our why in such a way that it's now super relatable. People cannot see themselves in our whys. So if you probably articulate this in a story form, right? Okay, I lost when I was this, or the first time I became, or my story was I lost, and I knew that I probably would not have lost the dash, but because I was not educated, now that is why I have decided to start this journey. I have made a vow that any lady in my circle will not lose their life because of this and this and that. So you can see that now emotionally you're connected with it. So even if nobody pays you for educating pregnant women, you will show up, right? And that's essentially what we do on Sunday evenings, right? We've gotten to the point where we don't, it's not about the numbers. Of course, we'll ask you, if you're currently on this live, all of you share, all the people on YouTube, please help us share on your WhatsApp as well, so that we can have more people coming on board. But then I'll still say it again, the goal is that even if you were the only one, that's how much. Okay, so I'm also I believe in God, right? And then based on our beliefs in the sense of being a Christian, we saw that story literally being depicted, right, through our Savior Jesus Christ, in the sense that he said it clearly. And every story that was shared, you know, the 99 and the one, even if you were the only one, I'll still do it. And that's the posture you should have for anything at all, any business endeavor, any relational endeavor. You should make people feel like even if they were the only ones. And that's what literally iPhone and all the big brands are cashing out on. They want to make their customers feel exclusive, right? They want to make them feel special. They don't want to make them in fact, how would you explain producing a particular set of phones and discontinuing it just to make sure that another batch will come up and people are buying the rave again? So you can see that lots of people are very emotional, and that's why when we're coming up with our business model, our career models, we should also pay attention to that. So I'm going to look through again. So Taiwo, you might want to, if you have a story underpinning it, except maybe it's something you don't want to share, and I said you don't have to share it here, right? If it's exactly your story, right, you don't have to share it here. But I'm still saying that coming up with stories around this will be way better. will be way better than just saying, okay, you want to educate pregnant people. Now nobody is connected. Nobody might, if not because I discussed it like this, right? People might not even, I can't remember that, okay, somebody who said they educate, they'll just say, oh, somebody educates pregnant women. But imagine saying a story around it and articulating properly your why. And I'll still say it again, all across internet, right? When you sit down and write your brand story, it increases your memorability. And that's where the conversion actually happens. When people can just think of pregnant women and say, yes, Taiwo can do it. Let's just call her. That's where the conversion is. So please, so I still notice that today we have a lot of shaky whys. So please, like I told you all, sit down and meditate. You need meditation. You need to meditate. So Oswald says she helps burn out 9-to-5ers and professionals elevate their career financially through remote opportunities and building their authority on any social platform. Awesome. That's beautiful. But of course, that's not a why though. Okay, so it's essentially what you all do, which is still okay. I told you that we have a whole week to that. Hopefully next week we'll just project. Once you say your why, we'll project it very loud so that everybody can see, and then find emotional ways to communicate to people, because literally anybody who is coming to you has already felt a particular emotion. Your job is to find a way to have a story properly articulated that opens up that vulnerability. Then that's where the conversion happens. So Ruth says, I like solving people's problems. That's why I chose administrative assistants and customer service. Okay, to help professionals and customers to solve their problems and help their businesses. Okay, that's lovely, but you can see that why is very broad. So when you're talking about problem, what problem? I understand, guys. I'm so sorry, right, that I have to start vetting now. But please, these are some of the things that you would have to meditate on when you go during the week. Just think through it. What are the particular problems? I know that we didn't talk about this before now, so it might not be all articulated for a lot of you, but you just might want to pay attention to that. Okay, while they focus on other matters. That's lovely. Okay, so somebody is coming very close, and I'm going to dare everybody, right? I want you to look at this why, and then we're going to come back next week. I'm going to ask randomly for the people who are currently on live or people who follow the playback. Like I said on LinkedIn, I will not keep the video here. I'll take it down, right? I would just want you to look. As a child, I had a terrible adverse drug reaction, which fueled my passion to become a pharmacist and help people make informed decisions about their medications. And I know that highlighting this, it was literally at a short time, because we started saying, okay, we should not, okay, because we know that the time is already fast spent. But you can now see that somebody who wrote her story like this, in your mind, let's say somebody's asking for a health writer, I'll just remember, yes, Esther had the drug reaction. She be in the best place to write about this. So you can see that she's already raising memorials for herself. And that's how you should discuss your why. Every single time you want to come to someone or sell an item or sell a thing, don't be quick to just tell the person what you want to do for them. As we discussed in one of my videos, I think when I discussed the whole Odogu around stuff, right? A lot of people don't even know that they have a problem. So you say you want to help somebody have sales. So from the event I went yesterday, I saw how people were just comfortable saying that, okay, they don't even need anything. But you know that everybody in the end needs money. So how will you say that you are rather on a platform for the rave of it, for the fun of it? You're not bothered. You're just comfortable whether you're going to get anything out of it. So you can see that some people actually are problem unaware. They don't even know that there's a problem for you to give this much and be at the center of attraction, and you're not converting money with it. So you can see that some people will never know that that's the problem you need. So coming to them and saying, I will help you do this journey, do that journey for you. They will just say, oh, well, I don't have that challenge. But what if you had a story, a brand story that will help you explain, put them at their different timelines of what you experienced? They'll easily associate at least at one point of the journey. So I know that every other person who is currently on this live event, if you've ever experienced any drug adverse effect, you remember Esther. That's just it. Okay, so that's when people can now start saying it's not everybody that is your target audience. But you cannot start saying that if you have not properly deciphered the people you are even called to serve. And saying I know my clients is not enough. You must say a story about it. Your clients should be able to see you and say yes. So in Hausa it says one namni. So I should be able to see you and say yes, this one belongs to me. And or I'll see you and say no, this person does not belong to me. So that's essentially why we are here, and then we'll move. Now the reason why we are going through this phase, right, is because once we can get this, it's easier for you to do videos, right? Videos is essentially storytelling, you being able to what do you call it, enjoy trending topics, yeah, position yourself but in your niche. Okay, so that was exactly what I did when Love in Every Word came out. I curated a video, I just positioned myself because I am an entrepreneur, startup coach, right? I help people monetize on LinkedIn and also on other platforms, and even their real-time businesses and products. So what I did was I enjoyed the Love movie and told my own story. So most of the views I had not even, I'd even left my YouTube for a while, right? But because I jumped on that particular trend, it was easier for people who are probably searching for love in every word, to probably just stumble on my post as well and then laugh over it. Because you cannot, for YouTube, you can't come and be forming professional, you're putting your biro. Anyway, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. You can do all that. It will also affect your growth. Now, if you're not growing so well on LinkedIn, you will still get your clients, but YouTube is a game of numbers in the sense of the partnership program, because your growth is partnering with the platform, but also your growth can also determine the kinds of clients. So YouTube essentially is a solution-driven engine. So everybody who comes to YouTube to watch something is looking for a solution, and that's why conversion is usually very, very high on YouTube as well. Okay, and then it's a game of numbers. I mean, 2.5 billion people show up on YouTube every month. And that's like LinkedIn times 3, the whole of LinkedIn times 3. Okay, so LinkedIn is 1 billion. And I'm not saying anything to shade, but I'm just saying that we already have the markets, we have the people already, and we already have a hungry set of people looking for help. Okay, so how about professionals not taking up that stance I want to teach you today about? Professionals who just want to be relational through their shorts, but then their long form videos can be answering questions and they make their money as well. But I will still say again, it's when you do more of videos, right, it builds trust compared to just being a content writer. Of course, videos are for those people who write scripts, right? Videos will still take you from content down to your video. For me, I barely write scripts. Even even all the videos I did for introduction, right, for the community right now, for the people who have started the journey already by going through to see all that they need to do, I didn't write it from anywhere. I just turned on my camera and just opened my mouth. But like I said, I didn't get here by just starting it. I started by, of course, writing consistently, and after writing for a while, my mind just got used to my thought pattern being already super arranged. Okay, so I am going to probably just look in already. So I'm hoping that a lot of people are taking what did you quit? You're taking some of these words. So I'm going to remind us next week when we come in, instead of our regular introduction of the job you do, right, just write it today somewhere that, okay, just scribble, sit down this night or tomorrow. There's public holiday for us, I think Monday and Tuesday. Just sit down, and while you're felicitating with your friends, all you have to do is sit down, write down your why, just meditate on it and just write something that will be relatable. Use the help of AI where necessary, but find those gaps in your childhood for those people who are probably going to be helping people who've been essayed and all that. For those helping women, find the gaps in your own story and why you started what you had to do, and then how people can come in, because the truth is nobody will jump on your band except they can see themselves somewhat in a particular phase of your life, and then seeing you at the end of it or at the spectrum of that victory. Thank you so much, Prof. I really appreciate you. Okay, so Rafa said I'm on to help. I know how much time can be lost without guidance because I've been there. My goal is to equip and inspire writers to grow fast through content. Awesome. Okay, but the good thing is I love that you said it was goal, so I can't castigate that. That was a goal. Oh, good to see you, Anesha. I hope I pronounced your name very well. I celebrate you. Okay, so awesome. You can see Esther also articulating another why. That's lovely. But as much as possible, have a human, let your why have a human voice, right? Have a human voice. Like tell it like someone's story, right? I can remember when or if you've never had that problem before, then there's a big challenge because then that means you're not human. But it's always good you personalize or have a personality for that why. Awesome. Thank you so much. So said, yes, I get you. Thank you. You're welcome. I really appreciate that as well. It's saying, well, good to see you. She helps support parents and teachers and guardians. Thank you. Okay. Aha. Ada said, I went through an experience where I was fired for being pregnant, and it led me to advocating for human-centric workplaces where every person is valued. So you can see that from this conversation, it's obvious that Ada can literally give all the monies that she has to make sure that this thing is done. And usually it will be easier for people to start listening to you when they know that you've been in a place where they are or where they will likely be in. Okay, I'm so sorry. This person I projected now, you're a LinkedIn user. I'm so sorry. I think it might be something going on there. Okay, so okay, Mommy Show Me Mo, you're welcome. I celebrate you, dear ma'am. She is our lovely speaking and etiquette coach, keeping him from family. Oh my goodness, good to see you. I love you, dear ma'am. This morning, I was in church already. I was in church before 7. When I saw your post, all I could just do was to share it because I didn't want to be reading posts at that time. But I really honor you. I know that this might be, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but I'm thinking it's likely going to be a wedding anniversary. But I love you, ma. We love you and we celebrate you. Happy Mother's Day, mom. So she's my mommy A. Okay, you can look at my okay. So I'm so sorry, dear. Whoever this is, we can't see you here because of your settings. Okay, so Paul said I was the only secretary in my family then, and most of my relatives looked down on me as a failure. I'm here to encourage somebody that they can make it. I'm so passionate about secretarial work. Okay, well, I don't know about this story. We're gonna talk about this. So probably you might just want to chat me up. We'll just during the week. I'll just give you my wild card. Okay, so Bankole says my why is to make business owners stand up and stand-up founders make informed decisions on building the right product that will be beneficial to users and as a result make more profit. Okay, this is what you do. This is your what, not your why. But it's lovely. I love how articulated it is, but this is what you do. So there are 3 main pillars, right? I think I wrote it even in the last post for the boot campers. It was in our last was it last? Yes, it was in the last video I did. The why, what, when, where. The why. So where we cannot be asking where now because we're all either on Facebook or LinkedIn or on YouTube. So we are all where we figured out our way, right? Somehow, some of us just showed up, but you might just want to, with respect to what your business, right? You might want to look very clearly and see if really LinkedIn is your best place, right? But then we're already in all of it, right? But for some niches, like all this POS, obesity, weight loss, Instagram can be a very good place, especially if you're selling products and you have results. Your before and after is big. You might want to also make sure that as you're posting on LinkedIn, you're doing videos, evidential videos on Instagram. So we've already answered it. That's why we're joining from across this platform, right? So I don't have to. But your what is what you're here to do. That's essentially what Bankoli just says. But your why is why you are doing it. How did you get here? Like, what was your story? Yes. So somebody, okay, so I will just quickly, once we leave here. Okay, awesome. So I'm liking what Rafatu wrote. When I began my writing journey, I wasted 3 years in self-doubt and procrastination, unaware of how to express the message burning in my heart. I see many writers talk for the same reason. That's why I'm here. to help writers free find their voices and step into their calling. Your message matters and the world needs to hear you. So you can see that already we are barely how many minutes into this event, and we are already, our ideas are already forming and it's becoming even better. Awesome. I understand the why thing now. I will work on it and awesome. So by next week, please, that's our assignment for everybody who has come into the room today. Please, our assignments, including the boot campers, right? Because I totally understand that some people might be super busy to grow their YouTube, right? Maybe when you are articulating your why, it will help you also determine your timelines and know that, okay, this is something you want to do now, because it's better you position yourself. Of course, if you're just joining in, I shared the new updates of YouTube encouraging new creators. So like I said, this is the best time to jump on it, and as a community we are actually going completely free. So we have been able to, based on our topic for today, as we said topic essentially for today is developing a strong why, then tools to how to set up our LinkedIn life. Okay, so but because of our challenge starting tomorrow for the YouTubers, we just decided that we're going to start from YouTube. Then if we have more time, we can discuss the live event, LinkedIn live event tools. I realize that every single time you hear people say that they want to do live, and just the paralysis of having to set up a place. In fact, during the week yesterday, was it the day before yesterday? I almost didn't sleep 2 days ago. Yes, 2 days ago, because I was trying to help somebody navigate her tools, and I kept telling her that, oh, today is the day that we planned actually this topic. But because of course also we've had quite a number of persons who have already joined in the challenge. For me, like my plan, I said I wouldn't have mind 1,000 persons jump on board, and that would have meant 1,000, like literally almost everybody walking away with hopefully 1,000 connections. I don't want to call the name because I'm also live on YouTube and they don't like hearing those words. They are, what did they call it? Yeah, AI detects it very well. Okay, so let me try. Just give me a moment, so we'll start right away. So you can still leave as many conversations on the so that I also want to be able to. So just give me one moment. Okay, awesome, everybody. So we're going to be starting right away. We have just very short time. I don't know. I'm still yet to see Ma'am Teresa. I think because she might be super busy today. So her coming today was, we had a lot of probability around it. So but then we'll just quickly move as well. So I'm going to be discussing quickly, right? Essentially, I would want to say all the boot campers who have decided to join. YouTube is not what everybody's telling you. Okay, so if you're a starter, you see everywhere everybody talking about cameras, they're talking about they're talking about videos editing, they're talking about thumbnails, and they are saying many things, and you're already agitated in the sense that, okay, probably your phone is not the best of phone, you're not comfortable with your cameras, you're already wondering what you're going to do. Okay, so I'll still say it again. You're welcome to the right place, because today we're going to discuss everything you need to know. Since tonight, we've been able to solve our whys, hopefully, and I am going to probably ascertain that by seeing us write our assignments on a live event like this next week, right? But one of the things I would want to say now to everybody who is currently joining is that once your why is certain, right, you can now move into content creation, which is what literally all of us were doing on LinkedIn, but we didn't really figure that out. For me, one of the things I would say again, if you're on LinkedIn, join YouTube. If you're on YouTube, join LinkedIn. There's something about LinkedIn and resilience. And for me, I am always very excited to talk about it, because I don't know, just showing up for the length of time. I think Phoenix Gates, we pushed Phoenix Gates for 7 months right now, back-to-back events. And all I can say outrightly is that you cannot, I don't know, that resilience, you need it in creating videos as well, right? So if you've won, for all the people who have tried somehow to discipline themselves to show off, what is it about videos? So I said again, if you think that your gadgets are not up to par, you might consider face-led video at the time being. But then even CapCut right now, right? If you're able to pay for a plan or two, for us who are in the boot camp, we'll find a way to, for the list, by the time we're collating all the lists and sending to our community leaders, they'll be able to put people in different groups. We could even make it in such a way that a group of person can pay for CapCut so that you can all have an access to it for a very cheaper price. If you would want to maintain the community of people who would pay for it, you can as well just go on and you're paying for it monthly, and you have consistently have your CapCuts. That will be part of the things that I'm going to advocate for the in-house persons. If there is need to pass any information, definitely I'll make a video and put it up. But like I said again, no tool, first of all, your why is the main tool. So when somebody comes around your video and is saying that, oh, look at how this person is looking, which kind of dry phone is this? Oh, she doesn't even have an iPhone, or she doesn't, her videos are not looking bam. One thing that will keep you producing videos consistently, it will be your why. So that's why we are saying it's better you settle it now, because when you settle it, even if people are laughing at you, just like when I started the Phoenix Gates group, right? So people were thinking it was all about the number, or it's because I want to be famous, I want to be popular. I'm like, these people, you don't even know who you have just met. That's just the truth. You have no idea. And I'm hoping that everybody can literally sit down and tell themselves the story of why they started what they're doing, such that people inconsequential, you're still able to show up for yourself and for the people that you love, right? So this is me also still talking about it. Okay, so somebody said, do you need any loan in your organization? Okay, sorry, this might not be something we'll be talking about here now. Okay, no problem. I will add you, Amnesia, or you might just want to fill the form. The form is currently on the post I shared this morning, so you can just fill and join. Awesome. So awesome, Bankoli. So please, everybody, I'm hoping that we'll all work on our whys, and then we come out strongly next week. Awesome. So thank you so much, Chinonyerem, because it's going to be easier for you to do things for the long haul when you have decided to probably pay attention to your why. So thank you so much for everybody who has made this conversation super exciting. Like I'll say again, for me, this is, I love to always be at that place where I am sort of a light that makes other people's lights shine, right? I like that pathway. I enjoy it every single time. And that's why it was simply super easy for me to sit into the coaching. What would I call it now? The coaching ideation. Yes, that's much more better. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here tonight. So I said, YouTube, before you start saying I don't have videos, I don't have a good camera, please don't worry. If you have some of these apps right now that we are also going to have, we're going to have a list of guide. In fact, I sent a few prompts to a few people who had already indicated interest. I'm just hoping that they're already using those tools now. But then there's no challenge. I will say start from where you are. Okay, so for everything new, right, you have nobody to impress. So even if you post and it's just you on your video, no reaction, right, you don't have anybody to impress. After all, you're already at the bottom. So what is the pressure really about? The most important thing is if you are consistently meeting the needs, your own, like you're answering the questions of your passion and you're giving consistently, then you're right at the best place, right? So there's no pressure. And that's one thing I would always tell people. Okay, so YouTube essentially is the ultimate platform for video content. So that's what all of us are going to be doing here. So we're here to ensure that we churn out video content. I told you some of the advantages, right? Most of these young content creators who do a lot of videos, public speaking comes naturally to them. They are invited, they do skits. I mean, how can you explain Dr. Aproko now into movies? Literally in the movie. In fact, there are very few skits that he has not been involved, but he's a medical doctor. But that's the idea of not being too rigid with your why, in the sense that, okay, I'm a professor, so I'm going to hold a pen and paper and I must make people understand the mass. So please be fluid as much as possible, understand the generation you're in. And for me, I think my favorite so far, my favorite generation is the Gen Zs. I mean, these guys have demystified all the demystifiable. And for me, that's essentially my core why. I was born in a place where I just want to see anything that anybody exalts in an inexorbitant way. I will just bring it down so that we just understand that, I mean, success is a trust. For me, that's my mantra. If you're successful, you were trusted by a few other people who saw that, okay, you were consistent and capable. Okay, so essentially, I'll go back to the topic of the day. I say YouTube video content. YouTube video content. And video content doesn't necessarily mean video as in your face into it. It could even be write-ups that are summarized in content. Yes, so it could just be write-ups. So write-ups that are probably just written. And that's why you see some of those meme videos that the person, you probably not see any face, and you see some funny write-ups and people are laughing and reacting and they are sharing it as well. Please, you don't have to, like I said, there is a form on my, most of the posts I've shared for most of this week. Please just go and register there. I don't think it's okay to share WhatsApp here. It might not be so good so that somebody doesn't take advantage of you, right? So just fill the form so that your information can be discreet, right? Well done. Thank you so much. I'm so honored, right, that you want to be a part of the community as well. Okay, so we said again, as I said from the beginning, we have over 2.5 billion monthly active users. Active users. So it's not just a billion users as in numbers, is that these people show up. There's a lot of traffic on YouTube because, like I said, if your content is very relatable, it's very emotional. So, like I said, most times when I generate content, the day that I would want to write a script, right, I would want to pass it through, I'll say, emotionalize this content for me, because sometimes I can be very strong, maybe because of my wiring and what I've been called to do, right? I'm usually very strong, right? I've been raised beyond emotions, but the truth is most people will not connect with you if they don't know that you have been through a particular journey with them before now. So that's why it's always important that you know how to communicate to people from their own place, not just from your own place. So we talked about the second largest search engine after Google, and guess what? They still own Google. So Facebook, YouTube owns, Google owns YouTube, right? So it's the second largest after Google. So it means that there is a huge opportunity. And guess what? It's more like a double win. Okay, so I search for you on Google, I'll still see, just the same way we would see LinkedIn content sometimes, or see you, not necessarily LinkedIn content, but YouTube has a higher rank of searchability when you use Google, of course, because it's the same person that owns it. So they definitely would want to sponsor their own events, right, before anyone else. Okay, so this is essentially by numbers. So every minute over 500 hours of videos are uploaded, right, every minute. So the question will be, should I be a part of these people who are uploading every minute? In fact, one of the lessons I took when I started my journey is that, especially for shorts, right, especially for shorts, don't be afraid of probably sending out shorts. As often, you can do your shorts morning, afternoon, and evening. If you have some of those funny videos, that as much as possible, you can use your green room, right? Or green, what's the word now? Let me get the particular name. So that you can always put your green screen. Yes, you can use your green screen to put yourself in other people's videos, as in to probably criticize. I think for the review industry, there are more people there because it's super easier for you to find materials and then you just review, and then you will not be copyrighted. But as much as possible, well, you're just starting out. So I saw my community guys when we did our first YouTube challenge, I told them that they could even use materials that were not theirs. But like I'll say again, it's always better that you, okay, give me a moment. It's always better than that you use your, as much as possible, churn out your own materials. If you had maybe a wedding video that you looked very funny, if you want to criticize your wedding video, or you want to just tell a story that makes people connected to your brand. So this is essentially, if you have understood personal branding very well, it will be easier for you to build on YouTube essentially. So I'll say it again, LinkedIn is the major school, but execution, part of execution is being on YouTube. So if you're currently here and you're still asking yourself some of those questions, I'll say please pay attention and take this opportunity. Now, some people are always clamoring about views, about follow subscribers, and about what's the word, viewership and all that. So that's on the partnership aspect of being paid on YouTube as per partnership. But like I said again, because of the way YouTube is wired for people seeking solutions. So there is more conversion on YouTube than there would even normally be on Instagram, because Instagram generally people are there to enjoy themselves. Of course, cosmetics, I cannot put that aside. Cosmetics and what's a few movie industry. Okay, so thought leadership would trend very well on what did he call it, on Instagram. But when it comes to YouTube, most people who are searching for some people are searching for answers on YouTube. So beyond you just churning out information, find ways to let people know what you do, find ways to let people know what you do. People can join your programs like we are now, for people who will probably be needing help in how to monetize their skills, who have never earned, or who are looking to start their business. They can literally come into this live or watch it at a later time and see me talk about it, and they easily can reach out to me. So that's the place of visibility. Coming on YouTube, first of all, you need to see it as you being visible to get the opportunities before you also think of growing and being paid by the platform. So you know the statement that was made by I can't remember who now. Is it John F. Kennedy? I'm not so sure. Think what America can do for you rather than, think what you can do for America rather than what America can do for you. And I think it's the mindset everybody should have when they are joining any structure. Okay, awesome. So Rhoda, that's the mindset anybody should have. If you're joining any workplace, any business, any platform, the goal will be, how can you contribute to like the excellence of the platform? How can you contribute to solving the problems before you also start thinking about being paid? Even in your workplace, if you're somebody who doesn't provide solutions like that, sooner or later, all the people with whom you work with will start abhorring you. And those are part of the things that we also would want to avoid as much as possible. So we said again, lots of people are uploading. So the way people are uploading, it actually means that there are lots of people who are ready to binge on materials. So it's like 500 hours of videos every minute. So that means there is a possibility of over 10,000, 20,000 people looking for something, right? So a lot of people, mobile dominance is because a lot of people who use YouTube usually use their phones, and it's super easy to use their phones, right? So it means that they are using something that everybody can have access to. Okay, so and then most people, because it's a video platform, most people are engaged. So you find out that they are even postulating that, okay, based on the records, it takes about 40 minutes, right? People can say, but I know people who are on YouTube from morning to night looking for what to watch from one place to the other. And imagine that you are able to craft your story in such a way that they get interested. In fact, I can't count the number of people who literally joined us because they saw us on YouTube, despite the fact that we have not even started raising the traffic that we're looking to do during this camp. And then, of course, the earning potentials is enormous. Like, I've seen somebody who has not been monetized by YouTube who has made $10,000s without being monetized yet. So I told you, literally everybody who comes on YouTube is literally looking for a solution, whether an entertainment solution, thought leadership solution, an influencer solution. So why don't you just grow? While you're growing, you're enjoying it because it's also your why. So, and then you're also improving your camera confidence. You're also preparing yourself for your possibility of TEDx. And I've seen it. I'll say it again to everybody. Every single person who were content creators have always found a way to enjoy their TEDx sessions because they have written content every week. They have videoed themselves talking over and over again. When it was time to manifest, it was super, super easy for them. So that's why I'm always in the place to tell people, sometimes it's not even about the money that you're going to make from it. You should be looking at the skills. Now, you guys don't, it seems like a lot of you don't even know me before now. Before now, I always was the one who believed in being in the background, right? I was comfortable with the background. That's something I wanted to do. I just felt like, oh, I don't even need to show myself. Anybody that can do anything. And then I'll do all the things and people will take the credit. I didn't mind. But I've seen that if I continually be like that, my generation is going to be at loss. And I can't tell the number of people who are being inspired simply because I started showing up. Even you who are currently on this live, you got inspired with the excellence that we've been able to bring together as a team. We have a team of excellent persons who are currently pushing these events sincerely with me every week, right? And that's why I'm still saying again that except you show up, like show up, nobody will know that you actually their answers, except you start talking to them, except this you start relating with them. They might not even know that you are part of their success stories. And that's why I'm always very big now. I'm very big on visibility. In fact, it's even a spiritual word for my community, my direct community, right? This is our season of visibility. And I don't count it robbery. Like I say it again, visibility is trust in the sense that you're vulnerable enough to learn and strong enough to represent people who are needing help. So backstage, I'm always consuming materials, learning, preparing. But on stage, I'm saying you can still do it. So that's what visibility is all about, is trusting that every ideation you're going to churn out, which is not always the case, right, will not always only be perfect, but you're giving hope and light to as many people. So that's why your visibility is really, really very, very important. Okay, so we've talked about the earning potentials. Of course, for us, especially in the global south, we know that essentially the earning potentials are not, it's not something to, as in, it's a lot. I've seen people earn in $10,000s, right? And you can imagine in Nigeria earning that per month. That's something good. Is an African, a South African, a Ghanaian earning that. That's also good. But like I said, it's always better you settle your why. And once your why is settled, it will be a lot more easier for you to now show up consistently, whether there's somebody or not, whether the algorithm is favoring you or not. You just know that even if it's one person, you are likely going to be, of course, connected to them. Okay. So essentially demystifying the YouTube algorithm, I had already started that. I said it again, right? The goal is connectivity. Make sure that even if it's 3 people that are coming on your life, the truth is, if you're doing many stupid things, people are likely going to come on your life to laugh and do many funny things. Or maybe if you're the type who streams, we're going to teach all that. We stream, StreamYard, all the tools that you need to improve your watch hours. But I noticed that most times, even if you're not the type who shares some of those things, right? I said, position yourself not to be somebody who is super serious, right? Trying to understand your environment, right? Then you structure your why in a way that it can attract more people in. But you don't have to do very stupid things. The truth is, whatever number of persons who come on board, provided you are already positioned in such a way that you can easily serve them, it's going to be super easy for you to reach them and serve them. So viewer connection is more important than just having the number of subscribers. That's why they are even ensuring that you must meet your 4,000 watch hours. You know, they reduced it recently to 500. The cutoff for monetization being 500, at least the first step, not like it's cost. Before it was 1,000 or nothing, but at least you can initiate monetization from 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. But the full monetization comes when you have 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 YouTube hours. And for us who are already building community models, is the easiest thing you're going to do. So if you probably didn't join our masterclass and you don't know anything about community, anything, just make sure you reach out to me now, because that's another model you can leverage. Like I said, all of us who are currently in the camp, we're going to make it a lot more easier for ourselves. But like I said, the goal is not just to start. Don't subscribe to anybody that you've not watched their channel. Like, if you've not watched, in fact, the algorithm itself, their bots will take out your followers. So I don't want to use the word that they use, because they are somehow averse to it, the algorithm, or like deciphers, because they feel like people who use all that can be cheating or something. So one of the things I would say is, please, if you're in the camp, don't bother yet. We'll make a list and we'll tell you the circle of things. I'll tell you the things that you need to do today, right? But don't outrightly just see anybody and you just make sure that you've had contact with the person's materials before you click the subscribe button. Else you still lose those people, because the algorithm will take them out. So all the people who are just doing binge subscribing without having interaction with the posts, they are just doing it for doing sake, because after a while the bots themselves, or the system that handles it, will still take out those people. So they are very, very what did you call it, they are very specific. So when you post, so there's nothing like, for some people who say that they just want to grow by they'll just post anything. No, yes, you can post anything, but make sure that whatever you post is watchable by people. And people, if you notice, when they are giving you the summary of your followers, they will tell you where your subscribers came from, whether it's your short, your long form, whether it's your live events and all that. So I'm hoping that this will be a lot more easier for us. So if you're currently on this live and you can hear me and you understand some of the things that we've said so far, just write understand so that I know that you're here with me. And then if I need to improve on anything, most times my mind, I have a lot to share this night and I don't want to cross the time. So I want to make sure that I'm able to offload so that once we start, because I don't really have as much time as well. Once we start, we'll just keep growing and then we just keep pushing all of us together and winning together as well. So for them, they're very big on watch hours. Thank you so much, Isaac. I can see you there, at least from my back end. Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, the blessing. I appreciate you. Okay, Pauline, thank you so much for that. Okay, so essentially they are very big on connections. So they are more, it's not like LinkedIn where you might just, even though even LinkedIn algorithm doesn't support people just connecting anyhow, right? That's why some people have been restricted at some point. If you connect inadvertently, yes, without interacting with people's posts, that means you are just on a growth spree. And if you're on a growth spree, right, like that, LinkedIn will not be like YouTube where when you connect they will remove it. LinkedIn will just restrict you here and there, they will shadow ban you here and there. But YouTube will literally just pick, those people that you got from saying, I want to subscribe, sub for sub. I hope I'm not shouting this in very well. Okay, so all those people that you're screaming all that for, YouTube will literally go and pick out those people. At least some of them, pick them out. So you'll be thinking that maybe people who subscribe to you left. No, it's the algorithm that will ensure that they don't want people just doing it just for the money's sake. So I've told us that's why we had the proper foundation. Your why is very important and it's going to help you have energy to burn for years on YouTube. There are people who have done 15 years on YouTube. I mean, I was just looking at Mr Beast a few days ago and I was like, my goodness, how do you explain building on a platform from at 15 or so and then you stay this long? You see his passion for everything he does. You think because he has 335 million subscribers, then maybe he should stop. No, every single week you will see one fascinating thing that he's coming up with every single week. So you can see that your whys is very, very important for the long haul. The goal is for the long haul and you need to pay attention to the community model. I think Mr. Eric also said that again here, okay, which is part of the things that we are promoting, right? It's always very important that you pay attention to community. The reason why people get burnt out is that they want to do everything alone. Okay, I just want to try it if it works, or let me win first, then I'll call people. That's not how to do it. Okay, so if you're a spiritual person here, you remember the story of the woman by the well, right? For me, that has always been my model in life, right? Once I see a gold mine, I don't care. You're the one who is bothering. What will people say? They'll say, I don't have 1 million subscribers. Why will I do that? Even if I had 2 subscribers and it came on me that this is what I need to do, I'll still do it. And that is why it's very essential that you understand the role of an evangelist, right? What that woman did. Come and see you. She went and called everybody, and eventually everybody shared in the benefits. And for me, that is part of the reason why I stepped out at Phoenix Gates. I've grown in many things in my life, and I know that the principle to success is always one thing. It's not hard, right? You're consistent, your eye on the prize, you're showing up for the people you love, you're supporting people when necessary. That is how growth comes. So like we said again, they are focused more on the connectivity of your users. So I told you what would be the downside. Don't just subscribe to anybody that you have not engaged with their materials or their work, or you've not watched their videos. Else they will think the algorithm will think of you as a waste or like not important to the person, so it will take you out. Okay, so watch time focus. So of course, watch time is a very important factor, which that's why they also use that for payment. So a lot of people can get to up to their 1,000 subscribers, but they will still not make the watch time because they would not still get monetized because of course they have a challenge in this place. Then personalization. Okay, So essentially, unlike LinkedIn, so I'm going to be comparing both of them a lot. Unlike LinkedIn, where once you create posts, your life has to be there. You have to be there, not nurturing your posts, making sure that you don't flop, right? Any day you don't show up online, there will always be an evidence. On YouTube, you post and ghost. You are welcome to posting and ghosting. So all of you who have been posting and ghosting on LinkedIn, it's better you understand that Facebook is for post and ghost, um, Instagram is for post and ghost, YouTube is for post and ghost, right? It's also very good to reply your what's the word now? Reply your comments. That's essentially right, it's your good manners, right, that you post when you are available, because it gives you an opportunity for people to interact with you, and then you answering them, and they just feel like, oh, they belong with you, they know you. That's essentially what that can give you. You posting and staying there for a while is you just honoring the fact that you brought out a content, and you just, because you know that people are going to enjoy the content, you just want to be there to see that they probably you what's the word, understand their emotions, or hear what their feedback on the particular content that you've given out. Else you can post and ghost in all these platforms, and I'm saying it in my full chest, right? Okay, so please, for those people who are in the group, please inform the rest of the people in the group, because we're supposed to be 60 here. Please let them all come out, because like I said, once you miss it, you can be asking yourself, you don't know why this is going on wrong, but because you didn't hear some of the most important things that we're going to talk about this night as well. And like I said, for you, for LinkedIn, I will take down the event as soon as this event is over, because of course we are also trying to drive traffic to our YouTube. So I'm hoping that all of you are paying attention to all the things that I'm doing as well, because you are going to replicate it. Okay, so now okay, so you saw the last one, right? Personalization and recommendations are tailored based on viewing histories. So if you are watching certain things, sometimes people even say that when you're about to upload your videos, you might just want to watch on, like maybe watch a little on the aspects of growth and all that, if that is your niche, so that more people in that particular line can as well just interact more with you and all that. Okay, so we've talked about entire things. All these things are already, once you click on your YouTube studio, you see all these things. Your watch hours, I know my watch hours right now. How many people who view my posts when they see it? All these things affects whether the algorithm should show you further to some more people. So if generally your audience, you know, when people see your post, they just swipe away. That's why the people who are subscribed to you and people who have turned on their notifications for you should view. So me, I'm begging you people, when you people see my shorts, just stop and view it. Don't swipe, because every time you swipe, right? And for people who you're also going to be connected to, please, or whom you're going to probably turn on your notifications for them, don't be the type that will just see their materials and you just move next, because it's also going to affect the reach of the post as well. So engagements are very important. So for the people who are on the live with us now, please, I've said it over and over again, please like this live so that it can help YouTube recommend us to more people as well, so that they can join them now. And then finally, for our first ever event, we discussed this even in our first video, the video assignment that was attached to the link of the registration. It answers how to curate posts. So relevance is how well the video matches search query. In that video, I was able to teach how that you should, every video you want to. Okay, I'll answer. Please, if you have any questions, just be writing them. By the time we're coming close to the end, we'll answer all those questions, right? Okay, so now the truth is, that's why it's very important that you should find a way to jump on threads, but putting in mind your why. Okay, so I couldn't have just done a video like, oh, they'll go pan around, I'm just laughing, ha 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 ha, and I will not find a way to discuss what I do. That would be a huge loss to me. So if you see any trend, like, so for Nigeria right now, people are talking about Natasha, people are talking about Wike, people are talking about, who are those people? Okay, at some phase there was a time when Two-Face trended like that, and I noticed that difference. There was one shot I posted during that time. I just mentioned Annie and Two-Face. Just, it's unrelated, but I just, the statement on the description just showed that don't be this kind of thing, right? The way people rush to that shot, and I think for that time, um it was one of my main center. I don't know how to explain it now. It was one of my main posts that was mainstream. So you know that most times people are averse to lack of enjoyment or lack of, I don't know how to explain it now, especially because of our demography. Our demography is fast shifting, and most people who are currently online are of the younger generation. So you cannot be thinking that you are just starting out and you just want to be hard on, you want to be forming hard, you're intelligent, you're this and this, and you just want to share your ideations. Well, the pro part of it is that if you already have a community, that can be a small covering or a boost, but how you perform will still give you an ideation of the kind of things people want. You might not even do as well, even despite the community support. So you need to find a way to be quite interesting, like learn the act of storytelling, even in what you're doing, leverage on trends. So you just, once you click on your YouTube search bar and you hear something that is going around the country, you see the search history is in millions. Just find the business. If you're a virtual assistant, you can just tell the story and say, what if this person had this help right now? I mean, this person really went through a lot. This is my take on this matter. And as somebody who is a virtual assistant, I can actually say that if only she probably would not have burnt out and probably should have shot the movie excellently well. You know, just very funny things. You have to find a way to put yourself. And I think that's one thing that a lot of professionals these days are not doing. They are not evolving. And that's why a lot of people are perishing. So you find out that the education niche, even though it's the highest paid on YouTube, somehow our viewerships can be very, very low. So you find out that you can post. I saw somebody who did it recently. She went and she was posting all these Instagram videos, wedding videos, and she had views like in the thousands, but none of those people subscribed to her. So that's why I'm saying it again. You have to have put a personality to whatever. That's why it's essential that when people are coming to your platform, they know that you are the one, right? This is my platform. So for me, for my short content, I rather do funny things or post pictures of my wedding or something that is very relatable and people can easily find themselves in, than to pick a random photo, right? But I said, when you're going to pick a random video, to avoid copyright issues, you can just you can as well just put yourself in a small box. So there are tools, clip clamp for Microsoft can do that. In fact, even my video, the last video I did for the last lecture I held, I used clip clamp for that. So you are doing screen recording and you're talking into the mic, like he had all those opportunities. And then somebody also told me, I think it was Blessing that told me about Vimeo. So all these tools, I can make a list. Or Esther, if you're currently here, please just be making a list as I'm calling all the tools, so that anybody who would want to probably find out or want to seek help in any way can just have all the tools together, right? So that's one thing I'm saying, right? Pay attention to making sure the algorithm, right? Even people, it's not even just about algorithm. I realize that any post that are more personalized, like with myself on it, no matter how interesting it is, right? It's easier for people to subscribe to me when they know I am the owner of the channel than any random post. So you see some people, they will post random videos that went viral. I've had videos that really did very well that were not my videos. But you find out that even people, when they are watching it, they might be laughing, they might react, but they will never subscribe to you. So most times they just want people that they can trust. So the more you churn out your own materials, the more you're building authority, you're building your personal brand, you're giving up people an opportunity to trust you as well. So that's why you need to pay attention. Okay, so I said again, make sure that you are going through whatever you have, post it, right? Like I said, there's CapCut, there's InShot. In fact, I see people post CapCut videos and then the CapCut signs are on it. I used to cringe a lot. What I would advise you is to do is, once you create a video with CapCut, let's say you've not paid, right now you're not in the place where you can pay. So I told you, for all the people in our communities, we're going to form ourselves in group and pay for a particular subscription so that everybody can have an access to that particular subscription at a lower price. So imagine that everybody's paying 2,000, maybe a group of a particular number of people pay 10 to 2,000 instead of the 10,000 or be 20,000 per month that people pay. You see that it's recurrent, but it's be a lot more easier. It's so I told you guys that community building is one of the cheapest way to victories, right? So that's why you need to pay attention in whatever you're doing. Never neglect it. I am a big community builder. So if you're still confused about how to build communities in what you're doing right now, don't hesitate to reach out to me, right? That's essentially what I do there. In my summary, you can see that I wrote that because I'm passionate about it, right? I have room for humans. Okay, so as I was still saying, right, I was talking about CapCut, right? So what you can do is after you've edited on CapCut, right, and you brought it out, take it to InShot. For InShot, once you watch an ad, they will allow you to produce your videos without what's the word now? Without the watermark. So you use the InShot, cut out the watermark of CapCut if you're not ready to make that commitment financially. But please make out, you know me, I'm a person of exchange. I'm not exactly very happy when people do things for free. It's not like, because me, I know that even the fact that I'm sitting down here, like speaking to you all, right, is an honor that I can have you guys have my eartime, but it's not for free. So many things are being costed from your own end as well as mine, right? My husband, my children, people are paying for this opportunity. So I'm a big fan of exchange. So if there's anything I can pay for, I go ahead and I pay for it. Okay, so like I said, because it's going to be a recurrent expenditure, that's why I would always advise find ways to come up with that. Like for our community, we've already done a graphic lesson. We did 4 hours graphic training. So if you still want an access to it, go and check everything from, if you can't pay for Canva and you want to use features like background remover, we have lots of apps. Remove BG, many, like all those apps are here to make things super easy for you. So if you're not ready right now with your face, there are lots of apps that can help you. AI apps, of course, but then again, I'll still say some of them have credits. By the time you exhaust the credits, you can't use them again except you open with another email. So depending on where you are financially, well, if you don't mind opening as many emails, well, good luck. You can still do that if you have as much time. But if you don't, you can as well just pay for those things or employ the services of a graphic designer. But I said, please don't over amplify it in such a way that you are paralyzed. Okay, so the first thing first, for the people who are in our classes, I demonstrated it. I'm still just trying to walk over this because I know some people, they prefer live teachings, right? So that's why I'm going to reiterate a few things. We'll soon be discussing all the things that we're expected to do as what's the word now, as campers, so that we can starting our work immediately. Like I said, you already have a video, whether you like it or not. You have a video right now that you can post. People can get people to talk about, like all those your random rants. Use your shorts, so you can call your shorts the short aspect of your YouTube as the place where people get to meet you. Then your long forms is where you sit down, take your time, and produce something excellent. Like I said, excellence is not a state, is a process. So excellence is not an achievement. That's why when you guys were discussing your why and you were talking about a particular position, I had challenges with it because you would definitely evolve over time or you perish. So, but then if you're financially buoyant right now, it means that you are in that place where you can actually pay for the services of a graphic designer and a video creator. Please go ahead and do it. Okay, so we are not all on the same phase. That's why I'm discussing all this, right? So I said it again, before you produce results, you produce any video, except maybe you have decided headlong that you're going to do your niche. No matter what anybody is talking about, you don't care for the algorithm, you don't care about growth, you just produce your thing. Fine. But I would always advise that the first thing you should do is do a keyword research. Just for the people who were in the last class, what we did was you just click on YouTube. Once you get into your YouTube, just type public speaking. For those who are in the public speaking niche, just type, you see all the people who have been saying something. Check the most recent that went viral. Check the number of subscribers too, because some people are leveraging on the community that they've also built over time. So that's why a topic might make sense, because not because the topics are relevant excuse me, Not because those topics are relevant, but it's just because this person has already built a community of OS members. So whatever they post, they will just say, "We love you, ma." Yes, oh, awesome, Dr. Vivian. Oh, this is amazing. Thank you. That's the phase. But right now, if you're just starting out, that is essentially not your phase. So I'll say it again. If you have not joined our masterclass on monetization, helping you transform your why into monetization, please just reach out to me. I think I'll make an offer at the end of our classes today as well, and then so that I can start the journey as well in April for you. But like I said, there's no pressure right now. But you should always have an offer, right? Somewhere in your heart, curate a very relatable offer so that you're not just feeling that, okay, you're just showing up. Like I said again, the public speaking skills, I've seen it severally on most jobs. Like I said, our community partnered with a particular hiring outfit, and we've seen it over and over again. People always want people who have built their personal brand in such a way that you can even be curating your CV, and you're talking about your portfolios around social media, and people will say, this person is a star, we need our own business to be out there, please let's hire her. Okay, two of them, one person has 1,000 followers, no engagement, somebody has 20,000. Me, if I'm the one, I'll say, oh, this person has worked over time. Even if your engagement is poor, I'll say this person has worked over time. That means this person will likely understand what it means to give their life to something. I'd rather work with this person. So you can see how these little things can be the reason for you're making or marrying your opportunities. So like I said again, keyword research. Before you create any post, make sure that you find keywords that are resonating. And the good thing about posting even all videos, long or short, is that after you've posted, you can be changing the name, right, based on what you're seeing, traffic and all that. You can even, there's an opportunity to edit. YouTube has that, and nobody will know that this was not the first name of whatever it is that you created. So there's even thumbnails, right? When you have, the best thing is to start where you are right now. By the time you start getting comfortable and you start growing and you can now afford a 6-figure graphic designer and all that, all your thumbnails, you can change them. And guess what? You can still re-upload your own videos, because by now, those old videos, you can send them to a video editor, and the person edits it and you post it again. Now your OS numbers have already increased, so you're likely going to have more viewership and more followership in your content for the same thing. But now the version of you that they are meeting, except maybe some of the information you passed in the video are wrong. That's where reposting it might be a challenge, but I'm still saying that it's a win-win thing. Like for me, all the videos I made in 2018 as regards my business, all of them are still relevant now, and I still use them. I can even use them as my before and after. And before and after is one trend that will foreverly win, whether on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, everywhere. Anytime you say, when I started 10 years ago, or this was me 10 years ago with my mother, this is me now 20 years after. All those, the people easily connect with such stories, because everybody is hoping for growth. So when they see their stories, they say like that's in me, Lord. Okay, so we've talked about thumbnails. Start from where you are. That's what I can say. Engaging content. Yes. So if you're on LinkedIn, the same way we talk about hook, that's why I know that LinkedIners will nail this thing, right? If you're on LinkedIn already, you know that you should always have a hook. That's how it happens on what did you call it, on YouTube as well. Have a hook that makes people know that, okay, this thing is relatable. I just started, like the video I produced, was it for yesterday for the first class. I talked about people's views, and I know that a lot of people are already, if they just hear anything, they'll be like, okay, how can I improve my views here and there? Okay, so that's why it's very important that you pay attention to the fact that your hook is very important. In fact, your hook should come before you introducing yourself. Of course, there are a few exceptions where people will say, hi everyone, I am, but it's always better you sell your hook first before you introduce yourself down somewhere in the video, right? Because people, like we said, once people are clicking off your video, that means whatever it is that you're saying is not important to them. And even YouTube as well picks those introductions, and that's how they use it to recommend other people. So like we said, CTA. So if you realize from the video yesterday, I kept saying, if you're in the YouTube the free YouTube challenge, channel challenge, growth challenge, say free YouTube growth challenge. So I'm already telling you what you should as well. Once you're in my video, you should be able to say, hi, you're here So for those people who are currently on my other line, I can see a few of you there. You can just say hi, I'm here. That helps me keep note of you, and of course I can also contact you to join our challenge as well. So those are part of the things you should always do. Have a clear call to action, encourage people to like. So as I'm saying this, I'm hoping that you who are currently in this live right now, you're liking this video, you're commenting as well, and you're sharing, and then you're also turning on your notifications, because we said every week we'll be educating people every single week. Okay, so we've for this, we already have a video tutorial for optimizing videos. We did that yesterday. So if you're currently in this class and you have not viewed that yesterday's video, please just go ahead and watch it. It's just a 13 minutes video, right? So we talked about how to optimize your channel first. So a lot of people just show up and they start posting, even their channels are not optimized. So even YouTube doesn't know where to take your video to, like, so you have not filled your name, you have not, because the truth is you can't go live except you have up to 50 subs, right? You can't go live, and then you can't in all the grades, just watch the video. Yes, and you can't be activated to have certain freedoms. Like you if you're just starting out, you can't post video more than 15 minutes long if you have not filled your bio data and activated yourself down the 3 levels. So please just watch the video. You see all those information so that I am not repeating myself over and over again. Okay, so we talked about for keywords. As soon as you've created your video, just go to Grok AI, ChatGPT, go to Meta AI, all the likes of them. Just tell them, I have just created a video for this. I want keywords that would improve my searchability. You copy it. Once you copy it, as soon as you're writing the description of your videos, just write keywords. Then write all this, like you see for this one. If I was a music person and I'm teaching guitar, I'll just write beginner guitar lessons, so that anybody who ever will search for guitar lessons will literally find me. Okay, so create playlist. That one we already have done that in class. So watch all the videos that we recommended, right? But then this is very easy. In fact, some of you have created playlists without knowing. Okay, some of you have created playlists without knowing, but it's essential so that when people go from one video, they are going from one video to the next, and God's so kind, some people sleep off. God's so kind, some people sleep off when you're watching your materials. So when they sleep off, maybe from one person you can even get your 4,000 watch hours. For God's sake, I didn't say that the person should sleep. It's not a bad thing. I'm not wishing it on anyone, but that's what most times happens, right? So it's possible that you can even get your watch hours from one person because the person slept off, and then you ensure you loop your videos as well, right? We'll show you all those things if we need to do it more practical, but we've already done all that in our recordings as well. So yes, another thing that a lot of people forget to talk about is promoting your videos. Promotions on YouTube is also cheap. Promotions on Facebook and all the likes are very cheap. Of course, LinkedIn is not cheap, right? So open your mind, right? If you're ready for the world and you're ready, your first ever video, if your why is strong enough and the storyline, you're sure that anybody who watches that video for the first time will suddenly subscribe to you, please go ahead and run ads. People who subscribe, a lot of people, I've seen those people. Most of those guys, they have systems. They either signed up into a record label. I've seen music ministers do that. I've also seen people who are into all this lifestyle vlogging, right? They'll probably just go to Bahamas or somewhere very cozy, and then they start sponsoring ads of them sitting down there and gisting and all that, or podcasts. I've seen podcasts advertise themselves. So please don't always think of growth as you have to have sleepless nights to grow. No, it's possible that you can actually do sponsored ads. So please, if you're here and you don't have as much time, please consider it. The only challenge is that even if you're doing the sponsored ad, if you don't grow through your content, you can't force anybody to subscribe to you. So it means that you have to burn more revenue if you are not growing through your content. Okay, so for me, always monitor these things. You see analytics right beside your video every time you post, whether short or long videos, right? You see, well, long videos, you might not see it as often, but for shorts, your analytics is always before your eyes, always. So once you click it, you see the real time, the amount, the videos that are doing well. So it's telling you that, okay, you need to do some videos more often than the others. Then it's also going to tell you the number of people among your subscribers who are rewatching your videos. And then it will tell you the traffic, your traffic sources. It will tell you your traffic sources. Okay, so sorry everyone, I had to take a break. We wanted to change our power source, so I had to maybe take an opportunity for that. Okay, so it helps you know your traffic sources. So if your community are very active and they're the ones viewing it, so it means that every time you post, you better share there quickly, right? And then it will also show you when YouTube recommended. Like I said, if YouTube recommends, if you have all these deadbeat subs, I don't want to call them negative names, but if they don't view your content, it can affect your reach as well. So please, let's make sure that we are ready to grow for the long haul, so that the pressure, like I said, as a community, giving you 2 weeks to just know yourself, to help yourself, encourage yourself, and then we all just graduate and leave. It's also when you're in on YouTube, like I always say, when you're starting out something for the first time, just spy the land. It's a principle, principle of the 10 spies. Spy the land. Don't say, okay, it's only on Friday because we're going to have a teaching session on Friday. That's why I'm going to come. No, just take out your time and just go through the YouTube on your own and just see what people are doing. Type your niche and see the kind of the things that people are doing. Take screenshots of that. Of course, we know that on LinkedIn now, if you're taking screenshots, there's a possibility that your account will be restricted because that's against copyright laws, right? You're copying people's content. So for people who are copying people's content, please desist though. Stop it oh, because a lot of people who have been having restriction lately, some of them was pointing in that direction. Okay, so but for YouTube, there's nothing like that yet, right? So you see the things that other people are doing in your niche. Just position yourself to produce properly and excellently, right? And give credits when necessary. On YouTube, you must give credit. You must, it's a word, it's must. Else your video will be copyrighted. So if I did any video, like my video yesterday, while I was doing it, I called a few persons. I don't want to call them now because this is a live video. I might not have that opportunity to change my description. But when I was doing that video, I called some names and it actually slipped. I did not plan to say it because I don't want to be writing description and I'm hassling the fact that I'll be writing I mentioned. But if you do any video and you call people's names randomly, please make sure that you mention it. In fact, I have a whole three hours Phoenix Gate event that was copyrighted because I mentioned somebody's name. So I have to mention the person's name again. I mean, I use someone's, yes, for those people, especially LinkedIn, and sometimes when I enter some rooms on LinkedIn, I see people using all those random music. Sometimes you pick well-known music and you're playing in your rooms and you're also projecting it on LinkedIn. That video, you lose it. And then if that week, let's say that month, you are supposed to be monetized, you can be banned. Not banned, you can be striked. And striking means that you will not be paid at least for 3 months, right? Until you appeal and the person releases you, yada yada yada. If the person says that they want the money, you have to give up your money for that month and all that. So that's why for people who use a lot of music in their rooms, be careful of the kind of songs you use or mention appropriately. That's why I say honor is very important. If you're a person who is generally honorable on your own, it will be a lot more easier for people to work with you, because guess what? You'll be able to mention people who has helped you at time T, and then you're growing, then they're all growing. Okay, so essentially, in conclusion for today's class, our journey to YouTube success is a long-term thing. Okay, so you can even see somebody showing hurdles, but I'm hoping, that's why I said I came up with this. I'm hoping that there won't be any form of hurdle whatsoever. There won't be. That's my goal. So my goal is that there is no hurdle, right? We just want to ensure that people will find it smooth. And for me, I know the place of human beings, and that's why I always use that model when I'm starting anything new, right? Because I know that humans have all the power that is, and they can make this thing work, right? So I'll say it again: understand the system which we have explain. Please, you can come back and watch this video again if some of the things that I was saying were sounding too complex for you. Try and create your own quality content part-time tea. That's what excellence is to you, and consistently improve. Then make your videos more engaging, right? And then continuously learn and adopt. Of course, if you're a LinkedIn, patience is a virtue, right? Persistence is a virtue. And then that's how creating something amazing. For me, I don't know, I would say again, it's one of my biggest cheat sheets I've found out recently, and I'm so happy that I have to do this right at this season of my life, because everything has suddenly added up. So I said, please meditate yourself, meditate through to this season for yourself, and start documenting and start sharing your story. I told you, your story will improve. Now, the thing is, as you share your story, you even see somebody in the comment section say, oh, this person, this is exactly my story. But the thing is that my story went this way. Now, you also have had an opportunity to add something to your story as well. So it means that you will not be the same with, as though you never shared your story before. So I think at this point, we'll be taking questions now. So my leader of the week, I don't know, I can't see her. So she's supposed to share something, but there's no challenge. We can as well, if we're ready to go, we can round up. But please, I'm now here to take questions. So any questions you have so far, please let me know so that I can answer, and then we can call it a night. So I'm going to be looking through our conversation so far. So if you got anything so far at all that has prepared you, just say prepared. Don't worry, even if you don't have all the excellence of videos. Like I told you, just shorts. At least have two. For me, sometimes I post 2 shorts per day. One in the morning, one in the night. Like I told you, YouTube, nobody's telling you that you should stay beside your post, like what we're doing on LinkedIn. You can just post it and leave, right? Post it and leave. Come back and honor the people who commented on your post when necessary. People who if they commented, make sure you respond to their content, right? Ensuring that you always have a call to action on every of your posts. If your own is comedy and entertainment, of course, well, people will definitely enjoy you. Your growth compared to other members of the community will be viral, right? But the truth is, as your post is going viral, your pay might not be as viral as your post. So people who are in the education niche will earn better than you. That's just the truth. But no, there's no challenge. You still have the numbers. You have more numbers, right? Likely. Okay, so Rhoda, good to see you. Okay, I hope I didn't skip. Awesome. Okay, so this is right at the beginning. So people who do makeup videos, your shorts teach makeup. Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, Isaac. The blessing for understanding. So if you've got it so far, just write prepared. If you've got Esther, I can see you. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Michael Rivers. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for coming into my room today. I really appreciate you. Thank you. One, thank you so much. Laba understood. Thank you. So if you're ready, just write prepared. So please let the questions start coming in now. Let me see. One said, Dr. Vivian, please, what is the actual watch hour for YouTube? 4,000 watch hours. 4,000. You need 4,000 watch hours to be monetized. Yes. But like I said, we have almost 3 times the traffic of LinkedIn on YouTube. That's why it's not robbery. It's achievable, but you have to do the work, right? And I told you guys that there is a multiplier effect. If you already have people that you're giving actively to, any community at all. For me, I noticed one pattern. There's a traffic from Facebook to YouTube. There's a traffic from Instagram to YouTube. I cannot explain why. I can't really explain LinkedIn itself. So for some of you who post and you put your LinkedIn post, your LinkedIn link on the post, is like a waste of time, kind of, in terms of your growth. You can improve your watch hour with that, but in terms of growth, it's almost zero, because anybody, I'm sure some of you have noticed it. When you post your post, you put your YouTube link, you notice that your subscribers will not increase. The thing is that there's a security in LinkedIn that prevents you to just going from LinkedIn straight into YouTube. So once you click, they click that clicking. So that's why it's always better not to just put your profile URL or your LinkedIn. It's better you just copy a video that you had curated. It's better you copy the video. Once you copy the video, you paste it on LinkedIn. You copy the video, you paste it on LinkedIn. So when they click and they hear your hook and it's catchy, they can just watch it. So what you gain that day would be just their watch hours. So your watch hours can be improving and you don't even know, because I've seen a lot of people. I'm just hoping that it's not the reason why some people give up here. Please, if it's for growth, for the people who are in the camp, at least before we leave, in these 2 weeks, I'm hoping that everybody will gain 100 subscribers each. In fact, in this 1 week, 100 subscribers each. That is my goal for everybody in this 1 week. Then of course, for those who want to come back again, for me, I don't want any of the camps to last more than 2 weeks, because some people are generally unmotivated and you can't force them. And I don't want people moping at me in the WhatsApp group. So as soon as we're done, we'll delete the WhatsApp group and we start again. So anybody that wants to join the circle, so like, put yourself under check now. I'm starting today. Give yourself a goal. I'm going to get to my 1,000 subscribers, whether it's in 1 week. Some niches can get that in 1 week, right? I'm going to get my 1,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. I'm going to get, for me, I started my YouTube journey this year. In fact, when we started our boot camp, that we started YouTube challenge, that is when I started my YouTube journey. So my own growth is not even as long as you probably are thinking. Just that me, I'm very scientific in my thoughts, right? I like to study around anything I'm doing. I just take my time and enjoy myself. And then I understand the place of patience while I have gotten in light. That's why I can still lead with what I have. Okay, which some of you are waiting for all the dots to cross. You know, you're waiting for the heavens to align before you start serving. For me, I'm not wired like that. So probably if you're on this life and you're angry, sorry, it's just my wiring. There's nothing I can do about it. So the actual watch hour is 4,000 watch hours. So that is why I am hoping that it will be thought leaders that will be on this camp with me, because I don't want anybody who will be simping, no, I cannot talk now, I cannot do presentation. I don't want all those that because, you know, watch hours means that people should be able to watch you. If you're starting out, that means you're going to have to do a lot of live events. At least you can do once a week like we do. You can even do daily. Some of you who are in my subgroup, sometimes in the evening, when I'm doing other things like writing research and all that I'm doing right now, I'm in the core of a very, very important research that I need to submit by next week or next 2 weeks. Yes. But I'm doing research. I can just turn on my video and I'm just gisting with anybody that comes on board. I'm asking the person about their financial life. All is also in the what do they call it? In the opportunity to build more engaging members. You need people. See, there are people on this YouTube that in clicks and bans. That's how you should enter every new place. There are places where there is a traffic, just like there's on LinkedIn. There are traffics. Even anywhere, Facebook, anywhere, your goal is to check within your circle of influence. If there are people who are already pushing, position yourself properly. Don't be a jealous cow, right? May God have mercy on me. What did I just say? Don't be somebody who is just jealous. Just if you see somebody doing well, just say, CEO, I think I want to fix this. Latch on the person and both of you support yourself. You're already super intelligent. So find a way that both of you are benefiting from it as well. So please keep your questions coming, because once I'm done answering the question, I will call it a night. Thank you so much, Pretty. I really appreciate you. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Rhoda, I think you're in the YouTube challenge now. I saw you. I think I sent the form to you. I'm not sure right now. Okay, so let me see. How do we stay consistent? Okay, how do we say? Okay, I think there's a challenge with this typo. Please, if you would want to correct that for me to our Y. If you would want to correct that for me, please help me, right? But I'm thinking that this is how do we stay consistent with our Y, or consistent to our Y? Well, even if you have sat down and meditated very well on your Y will power your energy. In fact, the Y itself is enough consistency. So like we said, when we started Phoenix Gates, right? When we started Phoenix Gates, a lot of people thought it was something that this person is just being youthful and exorbitant, or I don't know the word, or ginger, right? But if your Y is not strong enough, after a while, you just stop. But your why, usually, once you have figured out a very strong why, you will stand up, you will come out, you will post. So the only challenge is that a lot of people are putting positions as their why, money as your why. So if you're not monetized, after a while, you just get tired. And the thing is, it's in that tiredness was actually the money that you were looking for. And your why will give you a blank check to anything you need in life. Because if you're consistent enough with it, you might find out that somebody might decide to say, every time you're talking about PCOS, I've seen your videos on YouTube before. I've been able to follow. That was exactly my story. And I'm starting up a branding campaign. I have this particular product. What do you think about coming to speak about it? I heard that you're a medical doctor and you do health education. Like me, I know that for some of you, know I ranked number 9 in the world, right? With this, my business acumen. In public health, right? So it still means that okay, I write research. Like I said, I just told you guys, I write my research, right? The fact that I love to help people doesn't still mean that I'm not in the process. So I'm growing while I'm helping others. That's what I'm trying to. I don't know. I've tried to demystify this thing for you guys every single time, right? You just have to just step out while you're growing. Have your timetable. Okay, don't be carried away because 1,000 people are following you, 30,000 people are saying, yeah, 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 mama. And then all of a sudden, your growth stunts. No, you should have an escape plan. So, like I said today, when I started earlier, I was researching on this Milli Vanilli event, and I realized that if I were those guys, that looks like me. If I started lip syncing in the first month, by the second month, I would have taken vocal lessons, not just vocal lessons. I will add piano lessons in the sense that, yeah, but you know it's true. I hope they do not copyright this song. So as soon as I come and one day I'm trying to tell you guys that I could attempt singing on my song and you guys are drawing me back and forth. I will just one day, let's say the manager, I'm not going to call his name because I know most of these people, their names are copyrighted and I'm not ready to start looking for names on these videos, start writing. So I will just be playing and the person will literally walk into me singing. That way, I am not trying to convince him. I will now become a business partner. That's essentially what's the ideation around the YouTube partnership program, is that you've grown so much that you are now the one bringing people on the platform to learn from them. So they decide that they need to pay you because they are also earning from the fact that you're bringing people in. So, and that's the posture every human being should have, right? Every human being, everywhere you are, even in your workplace, have an exit plan. That's why a lot of you, when you get fired, you used to be like this, your eyes to open. Wow. You have to maintain. It's like, it kind of gives you humility. It's like an open check with humility. You know that, okay, this place that I'm in, I'm not forever here. So what are the things I need to be doing to improve myself? So while I'm improving myself, I'm here, I'm taking courses, I'm doing my masters, I'm singing, I'm doing this. When anything happens, bam, it will be like it hit, but it would have uncovered another person. So it didn't hit and met you unprepared. It hit you, but you were the diamond. The hit was necessary for that phase. So I think that's most of the challenges that most of us have. Once we find an opportunity, we'll sit. In fact, we don't. You know the story of the people that were drinking water. I think was it Jehu's soldiers, how they were chosen. Some people sat inside the water, while some people were lapping like dogs and all that. And then a selection was made. Those people who were ready to battle were ones who eventually went. And essentially, that's how the game of getting opportunities is. Nobody wants to have a liability. Everybody wants to know that somebody's contributing to them. So you might be coming on YouTube because you want to earn money, but what they have in mind is that they want somebody who will partner with them to also move their business to the next level. So have that mindset, right? You can have 100 subscribers and you're making money. Bastard money. I said I saw somebody yesterday. Was it 700 and something? So that means she has not officially monetized, but she has made over $10,000s of dollars. And it's this, right? When every single time you're creating videos, you're talking, you're preparing yourself, you're writing scripts, you probably will just post it on your YouTube, on your Facebook. And somebody who doesn't know anything that you normally do, just say, let me just follow this video and calm down. And when the person comes out, I didn't know that you talk about PCOS so effortlessly like this. Is it possible that you can come and speak for my organization? Like I said, the first time I was paid 6 figures for talking, this same thing happened. I had just started taking LinkedIn serious. So people knew that I generally would churn out content. That was how somebody said, this person can do it. Yes, you need to hear her talk. This person can do it. You need to hear her talk. And guess what? It was not written on my forehead when it was my first day. So I also want you to see this whole your Facebook journey as I see a YouTube journey as an opportunity to build camera confidence. And I'm telling you, those content creators, well, I thank God, right, that this generation has come to use the foolish things to shame the wise, where content creators will be making millions of dollars, right? I'm sure some of you know about Mark Angel in Nigeria. How many millions of dollars, right? I'm not sure if I'm super right, that he made from content creation. And there's a professor in Harvard that might not make that anytime soon. So I want you to demystify a lot of things. Anyway, like I said, I'm a pro Gen Z. So I've seen what you probably just taking that one craft that you know very well, and honoring the craft, honing the craft, teaching people about it can literally change your life. And usually when it's changing, it goes from here, like it goes like 1 to 10 real quick. That's what literally happens. So I think if that's all for the night, I might be. Let me look. Please, if you have any questions, just share. We can call it a night. Like I said, my partner for today, my community leader, I don't know. She wanted to come, but she is also she's caring for a her young child, so she's not free right now. Okay, so let me just spotlight a few people. Okay, so Eric says, can my YouTube talk about different businesses that I do, or must be specific? Well, you said you positioned yourself tonight as a business coach. So you help people, right, make sales. Is that not what I heard, right? When you said the reason why I have a memory of you is because that's essentially what I do. So of course, anything business, you can talk about it. But I said again, search before you create any post, right? It's not that, okay, I feel like sharing anything, then I will just go and share. First of all, click on your YouTube search bar, right? And just type your niche. You see the top. You can even go to ChatGPT, prompt it to give you the link to top content creators in this particular niche. They will give you the person. You can just head over, you run over to the person's post, take note of their content that has traffic. Like I said, there's also a deception in that, right? The thing again is that some of these people are already so super blown. So whatever they post, people can say, oh yes, even if it's bad, right? But you just want to have a balance. See people who are growing as you are growing. See how the posts that are doing very well. That one will be super clear cut that, okay, this post is doing well because the post is announcing itself, not because I already have a community somewhere encouraging me. Okay, so let me see again. Is it possible that you can't hear anything? Who else cannot hear anything? Is it just me? Please, if you can hear me, YouTube people, I know it's real time, so help me. Okay, the lap is saying, I guess, okay. Awesome. Somebody said I'm joined and prepared. Okay, skills plenty. Oh, lovely. Good to see you. I think I know that person. Yes. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's just because of your the logo. I think I have an idea. I'm not sure. Okay, my connectivity is inconsistent too. Connectivity is inconsistent. Okay, like we said on YouTube, we really have network challenge as well. So please, you might want to come to YouTube for next week. Money can never be the why. Excellent. So somebody's already pushing it. If money is the why, it will never work. Awesome. So you must sit down, even though maybe a relationship got you an opportunity, or a relationship made you meet certain sets of people who gave you a job opportunity. You need to sit down in the job and ask yourself, what are the low-hanging fruits of the things that I naturally love that I can do anything for people for? Wire yourself through it. And then if you cannot find it, that means your exit plan should be sooner than you think, because you don't want to be drawing someone's business backward and you're still expecting your monthly salary. Okay, so yes, if you use a song without mentioning the owners of the song, as in hashtag, right? If it's a long form video, you write music by, you write the person's name, put both the hashtag and the name, right? If not, your post will be copyrighted, right? So it's essential you do that So for me, if you notice my long form videos, I don't put any music at all. I'm sorry for those people who enjoy connectivity, like you love song on the background. I cannot just stand to cry over 3 hours work, 4 hours work, because sometimes just editing some of those long form videos can be exhausting. So I don't even want to hear. So somebody said, when using a song in a video, what kind of songs are available to use? Like for the shorts now, make sure that you always use the YouTube songs and still hashtag them. But don't just upload, like for your short videos, maybe let's say your wedding song, right? Or let's say this part, I don't want to say the song before they will copyright this video now, because that's like, if they copyright, this is our 4 hours, I mean our 3 hours will just go like that. No. So any song at all that is new, I would always advise, when you're doing a video, don't put a song in situ. Just edit your video without any background song. When you come to the YouTube studio, whether short or for long form, and you want music, like for me, for my shorts, I used to put music from the YouTube studio. You just see add song on top. I'll just click and add, then I'll tag the owner of the song, like hashtag this person, write the song. I post that one because it's a short video. If they say copyright, I used to delete it. I'm so sorry, but I cannot even start arguing whether I'm going to collect my money or not. So the thing is, that's why we're saying that as much as possible, be as original as possible. If you're going to post an AI content, click on it. If not, your video will not do so well. Well, like you said, is it a beggar fears no fall? I don't know what that adage is, but we're already small content creators, so we're not even scared of being banned for 3 months. But imagine that you've monetized, right? You've grown to 1,000 members, and then you have 4,000 watch hours, and it's time to collect money, and they tell you that you can't have money because you mentioned somebody's name. So even in mentioning names, there are some graphic designs that are copyrighted too. So don't go and just carry any photo. I did that. I think the last time I tried to talk about the week that we're doing public speaking for our community, I took a photo because I wanted to give example as my thumbnails. I wanted to use somebody, I don't want to call his name, as just to give people an idea of who a public speaker is. By the time I posted it, they just copyrighted the photo. So I just deleted it. I said, thank God I just started. So a beggar fears no fall. I've forgotten that adage. Whoever can help me correct that. Okay, so there are so many songs in the studio. So many songs. Any song. In fact, the best thing to do is, first of all, search for the song. There's so many songs on YouTube that you can use. Once you add your video, you will see. If we need to have a little demonstration in the week, I'll let you guys know. But because of that research, I just want to face it full blown. Okay, somebody said absolutely. Okay, I don't know a lot more. Okay, you are okay. Okay. So I think people are talking. Oh, awesome. When I asked if anybody. Well, LinkedIn, nobody pays you on LinkedIn, like for being on LinkedIn. And yes, for God's sake, how did I build a community? I've made millions on LinkedIn. So how did I build a community? Yes, but YouTube, no, I'm not yet monetized. But my monetization comes from people who meet me through YouTube. So I've had people who registered for my courses because they saw me on YouTube. So you can see that you don't have to wait for the partnership program. So I'm trying to demystify. Me, I'm a businesswoman, right? If I'm doing anything, I always want to see the business aspect of it before people start giving you should be able to take yourself. That's how people take you seriously. Okay, that's how YouTube is going to take you seriously as well. So if you already have a community of you've built your community. Some of those meetings that we do on Zoom, I'm so sorry, not like I'm looking down on Zoom, but Zoom is like a dead end meeting zone. I mean, nobody can just dash into your room and learn anything. Sometimes when I see people do meetings there, that is not a leadership meeting in the sense that, okay, you have your leaders and you want to hear their voices on and their take on a thing. I used to wonder how you make a generalized meeting, a meeting where you want anybody to come in and learn, and you're putting it on Zoom, you're putting it on Google Meet. I'm sorry, on Google Meet. Anyway, it's the same Google that has YouTube, but it doesn't make sense to me. So even LinkedIn live event, excellent. People can just walk into your room and get to meet you. Some people now can even say so many things about me. So a lot of people can say so many things about me because I now come out. If they're going to buy any of my courses, they have bought into me. But I sincerely, you just started and you're doing your meetings on Zoom. Why? Google Meet. Why? So I'm hoping that those people who are doing that and you're here on this call, and it's not an intimate meeting. It's not an intimate meeting, like it's not a leadership meeting. And you're doing it in the close, and we're talking about visibility being accountability. We're talking about visibility being a part of credibility. We're talking about visibility being in the circle of impact. And you're still trying to do things in a small place. Like, it's not bad, but I don't like such meetings. I like to have a meeting where, even if it's two people, like two random people just walk by and just came into my room, and they will literally learn something that will save their lives, not the one that I'll be chasing people to come into my room. So you remember the story, that I think the analogy that Jesus gave about the rich man who had organized a banquet and invited specific people. That's the story of Zoom and Google. Specific people, and guess what? Those people might not show up, right? And guess what he told the servant? Go to the highways and the hedges to bring more people, compel people to come. So that's what having your life events in the public can do to you. Somebody can just randomly, there are some people who are currently on this life events now who are not part of the YouTube challenge. And we had already had people who have registered for the YouTube challenge who are inside one group somewhere. Literally 60 of them. It's embarrassing. That's why, like, as much as possible, I try to avoid free things. I try, because I know that people have degree in bastardizing. They don't even see when you want to serve them. And it makes me cringe. But sometimes I'm like, damn it, let me just try, even if it's one person. So every time we've had our class, we've had a circle of people that came, and then I've been able to consistently just take those people to myself. So we have people in our leadership who are people who are just diligent people who just latch on you, who have supported you, latch on you as every circle passes. For me, that's part of my victory every single time that I have to come out. Okay, so I'm going to say hello, I'm here. Awesome, you're welcome. Thank you so much, everybody, for that. Oh, awesome. So, okay, so you both know yourselves. Good to know. Awesome. Okay. Oh, you're new here. You're welcome. We love you. Okay, he that is down fears no fall. Thank you so much, Chika. That's the word that I was looking for. Yes, Google Meet is not something people can just pop in and watch. Awesome. So when you are you're somebody who is just starting out, how will you have meetings there? You have no business. If it's not a paid meeting where you want certain people to come in, don't do any meeting on any dead end platform. That's what I call them. It's dead end, one way. Only the people that will see the link will just come. And for most of us, that's not the phase where you're in right now. Yes, some platform does not allow you to just pop in. Awesome. Oh, awesome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome on board. Awesome. Okay, so if we don't have any further questions, I think I can call it a night. So we can start, like I said, from Monday. Your shots, you can post up to 3 shots in a day, but an average, just make it 2 shots. 2 shots in a day. For some of us, we're going to have community tags that we'll post. Esther, if you can hear me, please, the list of the registered no, I'm not going to use registered participant. I will start from engaged participant, because if they were not here, they will not know what to do before they would. Anyway, they will be the ones that lost, not necessarily. Okay, the loss can go both ways, because you can probably connect with them and they will connect with you, and YouTube will take them out because they didn't do the right thing. So, like I said, for all the people who are in the camp, all the people that you're going to have an opportunity to encourage, yes, I'm using this word codedly, right? Encourage. All you have to do is to make sure that you have at least watched a content. So that's why I will not do anything tonight till tomorrow. So this night as well, this weekend, a lot of people binge into the late. Just find a Sunday video. So sometimes when you go to your services, your worship places, just tell somebody, take video, your outfit. It means it's personal branding. So let me tell you, but if you want to pay Okay, awesome. Sorry. Thank you so much for me. I can see you and I celebrate you. Okay, so this is what I'm saying now. When you start building in public, your personal brand can go from 0 to 10 real quick. Now you know that you cannot dress anyhow to go to church, right? Because somehow you're going to need somebody who can just probably take a random video that can just deliver 100,000 people to you. Okay, I understand that there are different phases. For some people who have very comfortable houses, mount your cameras and take very important moments like your children doing some funny things. For me, that's my next phase right now, because I have a channel for mothers. Like I'm discussing healthcare for mothers, and that channel will literally blow up when I start uploading some of the funny things that my children do to themselves. And you can see those things on Facebook, on Instagram. Those are the contents that literally blows up. So if you're a nursing mom or you're a mom, there are lots of people who are going through a lot. In fact, our niche is so wide because most people cannot even help themselves, and you just want to hear that there are people who are strong through this phase, and you see that you literally grow very easily. So find ways to if you need to put your iPhone, whatever phone, I told you there are apps to edit. We already have our video classes already as well. I will just share the link with the people who are in the community. Just go there and watch. Very easy, right? The one that you can do. Don't do over sophisticated things yet. Anyone that you can do, just make sure that you in a day you churn out something from yourself. So whether morning, for me, normally I post twice a day and I don't stay beside it to do any engagement. The only thing is within the first 30 minutes, or maybe I'm also doing other things, I will just be there. If somebody says something, I'll respond. Unlike most people, I notice that when they post their YouTube, they just take off, right? Me, I don't do like that, because I'm just okay. I posted. Let me just be responsible for the few minutes to probably see the people I can find and react to. But other than that, you can even post and go and do whatever you want to do. The thing is that if your content is engaging, YouTube will push it, and they push shorts very easily. So if it's for getting subscribers, shorts. But to increase your watch hours, your to get your 4,000 watch hours, you have to leverage. If you have a community already, and you know that maybe that opportunity is not a paid one, do it on YouTube, right? Do it on YouTube so that you can be growing your watch hours. Then also, if you have any training, do it on YouTube, right? Just whatever that is not something that is super secretive, do it on YouTube, right? Just do it there so that you can be okay. Somebody's saying that they can't hear me. Okay, please, if you can hear me, let me be sure it's not from our end. She said, you say we shouldn't do meeting on Zoom. No, I did not say, hey, I better go before they will cancel me here. I didn't say, I just said, I don't understand when anybody should do a free meeting on Google and Zoom. I don't know why. I don't think it makes sense, because you can't have random people join your meeting. But of course, if you enjoy Zoom and Google, please do it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do. It's not like an outright command. I'm just using basic sense, right, to say that is essential. So yes, part of the topic of discussion today was to help people learn how to use those live event tools. So we'll probably just move it to next week. What we'll do is this week everybody will just sit down and sort out their whys, right? Why do you want to do whatever? So by the time we come on live next week, we'll just discuss the whys. If we have an opportunity to interview, I don't know who is the leader for next week in my community. I find out if the person can interview some of you who would probably want to discuss it. The person can have a list of people who would just want to share their whys so that everybody can be inspired, right? Then we will now talk about how to share. Like now I'm on Facebook, so my friends who are on Facebook just stayed on Facebook rather than the way they would be coming to on LinkedIn then, right? So I have people on Facebook right now that I can see from the back end. I have people on YouTube and as well have people on LinkedIn. So that's the beauty of using open sources. People can just walk in randomly now and they know that this is what I do, right? And so they can call me. I've had, like I said yesterday, I was in someone's organized masterclass. I taught there, and it's because I kept showing up. So, like I said, part of showing up and creating videos is excellence in delivery, communication. There's literally, I don't know how to say, there's money in public speaking. So I always tell people, pay attention to the educative side of whatever craft you're doing. And if you're just starting, even if I was the one, I'm just starting virtual assisting for the first time, I will just come up on YouTube and or announce it on LinkedIn, announce it on Facebook. Hi everyone, my name is this. I'm going to be starting a challenge, and this is what I hope to do. I want to create 50 videos as regards in my journey as a public speaker or my journey as a virtual assistant. So the goal is not for you to come here and be saying, I am a virtual assistant, I help automate your this thing, tools, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. That's not what you're going to do. You're going to find trending topics, you're going to find stories that resonate better, you're going to find how to's, right? So you can create videos of how people can set up Zapier, set up Asana, how people can set up this, automated this. So you're just stylishly telling people that you're not just having a resume filled with tools that you can use, which most hirers know that at the end, when you're interviewing people, half of those tools, they don't even know anything about it. So people write Canva and they cannot create even a thumbnail. So, but if you're doing it, anybody who will eventually hire you knows that it's a big steal because this person has literally demonstrated everything. So it's a two-way thing. If you decide to start up a course now, I'm living beyond the boundaries of this life event. Please, I don't want to talk anything else. Mr. Eric, if you want us to talk, obviously you can't. Since we're even in the same niche, you can always reach out to me. Okay, so Shika, is there any reason why you are saying hello? Is it that you can't hear me anymore? Please let me know. Oh. Okay, so who else cannot hear me? Okay, somebody said they can hear me. Okay, awesome. Please, I want to confirm if there is a personal account different from the channel to monetize. In fact, for YouTube, you can have as many as 10 channels, right? That's me exaggerating, but you can have 5. You can have 5 channels for different things. In fact, what I advise people to do is if you have enough time in your hands, right? You have enough time in your hand, just have various channels. You can have channel for AI. So any AI thing you learn, just create a post where you just be posting all the AI jam, faceless videos. You can be doing that. Have an account for your personal brand. It's going to help you. So for the people in our camp, right? It's a must. You must have at least 3 different channels. If you say you cannot open channel, go and see the video for yesterday, how we started from scratch. Like you don't have a YouTube channel. You know, YouTube allows you to just watch. So some of you are currently on this live, but you don't even have a channel. Some of you see that zero subscribers is okay. Open the assignment is to open at least 3 channels. So all of you open that 3 channels. We'll just need one. I'm not sure if we can have a 30 minutes meeting tomorrow in the group, right? In the group, I'll do a WhatsApp call. And please, nobody should ask me any question that is in the circle of what we've done today so that I don't waste my time. Please just tell anybody who's in the community before they come that tomorrow, they should already watch this event because it's not unfair, right? If I will have to be retreating some of these things that I'm going to say again. So please have at least three different accounts. Have one for AI because there's a rave for AI right now. A lot of people love it, right? I will share all the tools that you can use to create some videos. You can be using your voice. You can decide to commit your journey. You can say you want to take a journey in AI, creating things in AI, and then you can be sharing for people to watch. But generally, the algorithm will push it, provided you tell the algorithm that it's actually an AI. Okay. So somebody's okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for helping me know that you can hear me. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Swahili Edge with Kabaka Diana. Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Shika. Thank you, Shika. Okay, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Pauline. Okay, so I think I'll just call it a night, right? In the absence of anything at all, I just want to tell you that, like I said, you are better off. One of the things I have figured out is that I'm spiritual, so I'm going to say it. I think God honors people who create, who just don't consume. I can't. So if you're here and you've never even posted on YouTube, no, I'm not even saying YouTube. Let's say your primary platform has been LinkedIn and you've never posted on LinkedIn. You're not really doing so well. So please try and be a part of a creation, whether a product, in outreaching. So of course, I'm still saying content creation is not where it ends. Like being able to source. Well, the thing again is that LinkedIn favors people who create content in the sense that you can create content and have traffic and people come and buy things from you, but it's possible for you to enter people's DMs and they spam you and they restrict you for entering people's DM. So for those people who are choosing cold outreach, overwriting content, you might want to rethink, because a lot of people are being restricted. For all those newbies who come on LinkedIn and you enter people's DM and saying, I am a this person, I'm looking for a job, and you copy it to 30 people, bam, it's your restriction with your 100 followers. I think it was Mary or Red that was saying something like that in a group. Okay, I don't think it's Mary. One of some of the coaches, like we have a group where we're discussing these restrictions recently that has been happening, and the person said that one of our students was restricted with his 100 followers. I laughed my lungs out, but I know that one thing is LinkedIn is not a place to just copy messages and just enter people's DMs, and so that's why if you're on LinkedIn, you have to create content, or else you'll be eating restrictions like food, except you're going to um get their Salesforce. Okay, so Salesforce premium clients. Of course, you can't have a job or you can't have money to pay for premium, and you're going into people's DM to beg for a job. That's the irony, because they know that the people who will be begging for a job don't have money for all that. Of course, there's a free premium for 1 month, but you have to put your cash details as well. So I think we are okay for the night. In the absence of that, please let's just find somebody random in the comment section and just celebrate the person. Say hello, you're welcome to this journey. So if you are in the challenge, just say you're on this challenge with me. Anybody that you've seen in the WhatsApp group, right? You can just tell them that you're on this journey with me. So please, let's encourage everybody on the WhatsApp group. We're going to have accountability partners by tomorrow, right? I wanted, sincerely, my hope was I was going to have 1,000 persons, but we didn't have as much momentum because a lot of people refused to post. If I was following by how I feel, I would have just logged that group and just went, because the beauty of it is that if I had taught like 100 people at once, or we have more people coming on board, you also have more subscribers in as much as I am going to have. But a lot of you have not posted your introductory messages. But what I'm going to do by the end of the first week, if we have anybody in that group who has not done any of the tasks, whether posting the flyer that they've started their YouTube journey with the link, we will just remove those people. So I'm hoping that the leaders of the community, even if I don't say anything about it, please ensure that you do that. Ensure that you do that. Just remove anybody who is unresponsive. There's no time to check time. Nobody is begging anybody to start the journey. Like I said, even if in the end something else comes up, you see that you'll be more confident to communicate your ideations, your thoughts. You will not believe that most of my life events, if I'm reading on a normal day, I'm a voracious reader. I don't have to go out of my way to read anything for anywhere I'm invited to speak, anywhere. And it's because of the long hours of staying true to learning. Okay, so if you cannot see how do you get into the WhatsApp group? Please send me a message on LinkedIn. If are you on LinkedIn? Pauline, are you on LinkedIn? Eric, are you on LinkedIn? Yes, I think I saw you initially on LinkedIn, Eric, Abby. Please just help me answer. If you are on LinkedIn, then please just send me, just type WhatsApp group on any of my comments so that I will have you on board. Okay, you filled the form. If you filled the form, the last thing you were supposed to click to submit the form would lead you straight into the WhatsApp group. Awesome. Thank you so much, Shika. Thank you so much. Yes. So if you click the form, awesome. Okay. So please just leave me a message on LinkedIn. Or check the LinkedIn. Throughout this week, I posted that link on the LinkedIn. So please, let's get more people on board. I think we'll just have an open room to grow, because it's still a win-win for all of us. When we have more serious people, like for me, I always pay attention because I'm an entrepreneur coach. I know conversion rates. That's why I always like the numbers. Like the people who registered were almost up to 500, but the people who eventually saw the mail. So it also gave me an idea of the mail culture of the people who are in my demographic. So now I'm already rethinking. So if I have any form that I'm going to get people to fill, I know that phone numbers will have more priority than mails, because people's click rates for their mails is super poor. And we sent nothing less than five mails each for each of that 400 persons. And we only had 60 people come from the mails to the group. You see that it's very bad sign. So that's why even at some point we had to start even sharing the form outside. The goal, I didn't want anybody to, I wanted a chain of circle, in the sense that I can always reach out to you all when I'm doing an email campaign, rather than just having people enter from the sites. Well, it's still okay. Okay, well, I will not do, just find the form. It's better if you are, or if you already clicked the WhatsApp. I would, there are some people who have not permitted to get into the group yet, because some people mistakenly shared the link to the WhatsApp, which is what we don't want. We want people to enter with, we want to have people's information, so that pictures, when we're graduating, we'll just go ahead and print pictures. We'll not be saying drop your photos for this and that. Let's create, all those things are unnecessary stress. So we didn't want that to repeat itself. Oh my goodness, we've crossed our time. So I would want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for the questions so far. I want to say do have an amazing night rest. And okay, night rest from my end, morning on your end, or wherever you're joining, afternoon. And I honor you. Please, let's keep creating. Let's keep being visible. Let's keep balancing visibility and consistent impact and growth, knowing fully well that you are not all that, right? Give yourself room to evolve every single day. So do have an amazing, whatever time it is in your end. Bye. Thank you. So I'm going to be ending the live in 4, 3, 2, and...
Legend tells of the phoenix, a mythical bird that rises from its ashes, embodying renewal, strength, and transformation. This year, the Phoenix Gate Group has channeled its spirit to inspire, connect, and empower professionals worldwide. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Vivian Magnus, founder and lead coach, we have soared to new heights. Let's take a moment to celebrate the achievements, milestones, and impact of this past 4 months. In just 4 months, Phoenix Gate has strengthened its professional network of nearly 1,000 members. Together, we have reached over 30,000 professionals in the US, UK, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya. From LinkedIn sessions that drew nearly 1,000 attendees weekly to live events attended by 16,000 individuals, our reach and influence have been extraordinary. The hard work and dedication of the Phoenix Gate team have not gone unnoticed. This year, our community was honored with a prestigious Social Impact Award of the Year and recognized as the most impactful community of the year. These accolades reflect our unwavering commitment to driving positive change across global communities. Beyond career development, Phoenix Gate has made significant strides in public health. Collaborating with international and non-governmental organizations, we have led impactful medical campaigns and health education programs. The expertise of Dr. Magnus as a public health expert and Scrum Master has been instrumental in these successes. Are you struggling with your online visibility? Have you ever imagined that you could be a commanding influence and established as a thought leader in your industry? Are you focused or under pressure about an uncertain career future? How about landing your dream job opportunities? At Phoenix Gate, we have reached over 30,000 professionals and business leaders all over the world, breeding thought leadership, global visibility, and excellence. We support, train, and set you on our platform to shine while showcasing your expertise to the world. As we reflect on this incredible journey, we are filled with gratitude of our members, partners, and supporters who have made this achievement possible. Phoenix Gate Group is not just a network, it's a thriving community committed to growth, impact, and excellence. Here's to even a brighter future. We rise together.